Come with me, you're gonna see, you're gonna listen audibly. It's the Guy in a Basement podcast. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Guy in a Basement podcast. I am your host, the Wagon Meister. I am Nick. Hello and welcome. And on this 12th episode, today is the first episode I have more than one guest, with two guests I have had prior on the show. And welcome to the show. We have Ashlyn and Sam. Hey guys.
Who's who? That's the question.
It's very hard to tell, you know. Ashlyn and Sam, they're both gender neutral names. No, not really. Ashlyn's pretty on point. Sam though, that could be it.
My name is
Nikki.
Yeah, that's a nickname I've had before, and it is a nickname that I'm okay to not use anymore. But it's all fine. If someone calls me that, I'm not gonna be like offended or nothing. In fact, I think it's cute. It's adorable. It's adorable.
Oh God.
Oh yes, I can keep this up all day or all night.
No, baby, my style hang up.
Don't make me do voices, please. I mean, it's good practice for like what I want to do with that, but like, there you go. How are you guys doing?
I'm good.
There you go. There you go.
I just had a big party on Friday with friends.
Ah, there you go.
I was recovering. For once, yeah. This time in like 2 years, one of my D&D buddies is doing a birthday party. It's pretty bonkers.
Well, there you go.
Surprisingly, there was a person who was a barkeeper or something, and she made dope like mixed drinks.
That's very cool.
Yeah, dope. But the only bad thing was my buddy who was the host started drinking at 12 and stopped at 11. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Wait, 12 in the afternoon?
Yeah, 12 in the afternoon.
Oh, it was a danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that before. You know what that causes? A pain in your stomach and embarrassment and making a friend feel horrible for having to clean up your vomit.
Yeah. I did have
you.
Well, that's what happens also when you don't eat food and they don't offer you food with the 6 hours you're drinking. It sucks.
Are your hangovers getting worse? Because I just can't.
Yeah.
Like, I drank the other night and I'm still hungover. This was 2 nights ago.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for me.
You weak, skinny people. Although I'm not one to say, I have lost like over 20 pounds now and it's hitting me hard. Yeah, thank you. Yep, I'm doing good. I'm exercising. I'm eating healthy.
Which do you think is has caused it the most, or
the diet?
Which is more important?
The diet.
Diet or exercise?
No
diet.
question.
I agree. So important.
Yeah, absolutely. If you put restriction calories and you're actually eating healthy, you don't get as hungry. So like, it's just proper choice of food.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Are you guys... Well, for Sam, it's putting on weight. Ashlyn, I don't know. You're looking pretty fine. So, there you go.
Thanks. Wait, Sam put on weight?
Yeah, I gained like 20 pounds over COVID.
Wait, stand up. Move your chair. Let me see.
It's like you think he has like a beer belly or something?
Okay, it's not as bad.
No, he was severely underweight, and now he's severely... probably the proper weight he should be, even though he's still
You need to work on muscle building, Sam. Your arms are looking scrawny.
Yeah. I haven't been exercising at all, so.
That does it. Yeah, what can you do there? Get a Switch and play Ring Fit Adventure. That's how I'm toning up.
I thought about that.
It's good. It's really good. Just 3 times a week, and if you're feeling like an ambitious son of a bitch, go for it. Although, also, cussing is fine. I know you both know this, but there you go.
Yeah.
Just want to get that across.
Bitch? Language.
Well, this is an explicit podcast, so it's all good. Your Aunt Mary won't hear it.
I'm just gonna make a lot of language jokes, sort of like Ultron.
Nice.
Language. Kiss your mother with that mouth.
Whoa,
I just rewatched like all of those. Ultron, Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Civil War.
I did that a couple of months ago, watching all the Marvel stuff. I haven't watched Voltron, but I have been watching Clone Wars again, and I'm doing it in order of chronological date. So not like release date, but that shit's good.
Really good.
I'm gonna admit, with the Marvel movies, after Thor Ragnarok, I didn't watch any of the other films. I didn't even watch Civil War.
Dude, come on, man.
Do you mean like the new ones that came out after Ragnarok?
Yeah, anything timeline-wise that came out after Ragnarok, I did not watch.
Civil War was before Ragnarok.
Civil War was before Ragnarok, dude. It was what... Whatever, Sam. I get that. So, we were talking earlier, everyone who will be watching this or listening to this later, to talk about Loki. So, let's talk about that Loki finale, because I know you wanted to talk about it, Ashlyn. And now we have had at least a week and a half to, relax and settle ourselves in, as it were. So, what does everyone think? I'll give my opinions last, because, I want to hear what you guys think first.
I loved it all.
You loved it all?
Honestly. Mm-hmm.
I get it. I know, because you're doing, like, that hand motion, so I know, like, that's that true. It's like, you got the chutzpah!
I love, like, honestly, my favorite episode was the one where it was just Loki and Sylvie, like, trapped on the planet that was gonna explode and just, like, talking, like, on the train ride, talking, like, what is love? They're, like getting to know each other, flirting, and it was so weird but amazing. I loved that episode. Some people were saying it was boring. I really enjoyed it.
Nah, dude, I agree. I enjoyed that episode as well. I don't think there was an episode I didn't dislike. There was maybe like an episode where I thought the pacing was really good. Like, I never felt like when they slowed down, it didn't feel like it was like torturous. It was like the perfect amount of speed mixed with like, it was just a good balanced series. All of the track record of these series so far, WandaVision was really good. I would say the weakest would have been Falcon and Winter Soldier, only because it's basically just like a longer version of a movie, and like it was. It's like watching the classic Iron Man versus watching Thor Ragnarok. So it's like the advancement of and I'm talking about like the Jon Favreau 2008 started the cinema universe thing.
Yeah.
Like it has
I know that difference, like the espionage, like political crap versus the freaky space shit.
Like I like the political stuff. I love that. Like that's my jam, and in fact that's the shit I'm really liking about Clone Wars the most, is because when I watch Star Wars, I think here's a series where you can put any fucking story into the framework of the universe and it works. Like, for example, The Mandalorian. Does The Mandalorian relate at all to any of the story beats of the original 1970s to 80s trilogy? No, it does not, but it's still amazing. Because it's essentially, it's Lone Wolf and Cub in space. Yeah.
I understand what you mean. Like, Star Wars has done that, but I think it was accidentally. Right?
I don't know.
Like, I think that how different the prequels were to the originals,
which I really appreciate now.
For all of these different, especially then the sequels come out, which are also completely different tone. Mm-hmm. I think it's just become that way over time, but it wasn't intended.
So,
which is cool.
First and foremost, I want to ask Sam a question. Sam, what is your opinion on the sequel trilogy of this Skywalker saga?
To give you an idea of how much I dislike the first two, I didn't even see the third one.
There you go. Okay, and Ashlyn, I know because we've talked about it. You loved the sequel series, and I actually liked. I liked the first one, and I really liked the second one.
That's actually true. I really like the first one. The second
However, the third one I have a negative feeling because I think I caught an early case of COVID when I was on vacation in 2019. And I just had like a massive migraine in the back of my head as I was in this theater with a bunch of Japanese people. So I was like, I'm in fucking pain and this sucks and it's too loud. And I still haven't watched it again. But I want to, but at the same time, I want to hear your opinions on this theory. They're saying that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are planning to completely erase the canon of the sequel trilogy, make it completely inept, and then completely do it over again with their direction. How do you feel about that? I don't know if they'll do the same actors or not, but if they do, I mean, that's steady work.
Swallow. Oh.
I still don't. I just think of that actor who everyone seems to be. What's his name?
Adam Driver.
I just remember him as a goofy ass indie actor. I used to know him back in the mid 2000s, mid 2010s. He was doing indie movies, and he was a goofy ass bastard. And to see him in that role where everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's so dashing and dark, and oh his character soul is so good. I love it so much." And all I can think of myself is, this is the fucker who sang a low bass in a dumbass quartet with Oscar Isaac in a movie where he plays a fucking homage to a fucking folk singer in the 60s. And all I can think is like, okay, I'm going to play the song right now. And I want to tell you which one is Adam Driver. Okay.
I know, I've seen it.
You know the song!
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Mr.
He's still doing
Kennedy.
weird indie shit.
I love that he does weird, because that's where I love him. And, you know, it's just so good. Mr. Kennedy.
He's such a weird guy when he does interviews.
That's what makes it
like, I don't think I should be giving my opinion. Like, what opinion do I have? I'm just thinking, like, I just do what the director tells me to do. It's like, he's this weird vessel. Like, do you have an opinion?
Apparently, he has, like, really, really, really bad anxiety when it comes to interviews, and that's why he's like that.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see it when he does it. He's like,
I could easily see him being a very Keanu Reeves-esque figure.
Yeah.
Moving forward, no question.
Cool.
Well,
Adam is awkward.
Keanu is awkward because he can't engage with people, which is why he talks and acts the way he does. If you go to a behavior,
charismatic.
He's awkward. Yes, this is true. If you talk to someone who is a behavioral therapist as well as a trainer in how people engage with each other, the reason that Keanu absorbs your attention is because he's genuine, he's nice, he's awkward, and he's down to earth, unlike most other celebrities, which is how I see Adam Driver moving forward in his career if he gains a little confidence.
I should say, though, like, just going back to the Star Wars movies.
Oh, hello, viewer.
Part of it for me is that, like, a game I've played a ton is Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO.
Mm-hmm.
And that explored bounty hunters, Imperial agents, Republic troopers, like all these non-Force users. And and so I wanted to see more of that and less of the Jedi and the Sith.
Yeah.
So it was like, that's the thing for me is that,
Star Wars is so much. Like, you know, some people like me are really into, like, the romance aspect. Like, I read so much Reylo fan fiction. I was reading it before.
Can we talk about fan fiction in a bit? I'd love to talk about that, because I'm old hat at that.
It's like, for me, that's why, like, I love Mandalorian and Bad Batch.
Oh,
Clone Wars, like...
Oh, you started Bad Batch.
Bad Batch is fucking amazing.
It
yeah.
You know what? My parents are watching it right now in the living room.
That's great.
Yeah, but it's like, that's why I like those shows rather than like the Jedi and the Sith thing. I'm like, it's just, I've seen it so much in games and media. I'm just like, I want to know more about somebody else.
It's such a simplistic narrative.
Yeah.
That it's so done to death that it's nice to see a nuanced gray universe.
Yes.
That's why I agree with you wholeheartedly in that. Okay.
Play that song.
Oh, you want me to play the song? I can play the song. Let me just get it up here.
Did you find it?
I did. It's right. Let me get to history. There we go.
The noises.
I don't send me off into outer space. I sweat when they put me in the
Playing
Let's do the Papa Please into the verse.
We can't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd have to do like screen share. Okay, you guys want me to screen share? Let's go.
Don't worry. It's okay.
All right.
We've all seen a little technical porn.
All right. There we go. So now you guys can see this, right? Okay. So here we go.
Helmet, flash, cord, and boots.
There's Adam Driver.
Oh my god.
That's how I see Adam Driver, which is why I don't understand how you think he's attractive. That's the first time I saw him ever in a movie.
He's so weird, like different, like not like conventional. It's like, oh.
I do agree that. It's very true.
And he's so big.
He's huge. He's a big fucking cowboy in this movie. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Song I
Oh
like.
no, Mr. Kennedy. Uh-oh, I don't want to.
Oh.
Please, Mr. Kennedy.
Uh-oh.
That's it.
Oscar Isaac's is the doll. He's
Oscar-
so chubby.
I love Oscar Isaac. I don't know. He'd easily turn me, no question. I'm yeah.
Dude, like, okay, that was like another thing. So you were talking about the sequel trilogy. The first one was good, right?
Right.
Second one I really loved.
Uh-huh.
But third one, so disappointing.
To hear that from you is interesting.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
so disappointed. And one of the reasons why I was so disappointed is because of how they did the Finn Poe relationship. That was
Yes, thank you.
like they were gay for each other and they were still flirting with each other, but then all of a sudden, like, you know, Poe's flirting with Zori Bliss, and that's fine. I could see him as bisexual, but then they don't even address it. And they don't even address like Finn's like kiss with Rose. Rose is just not in the movie.
Yeah, because of the fucking assholes. I hope she gets. I like Kelly Marie Tran. I thought she was adorable. She was earnest in her acting, and fuck it, I want to see her succeed in Hollywood because we need
I
more
think
Asian actors in Hollywood.
I mean, all the acting was good in the movies, honestly.
Oh
The
yeah,
acting was-
absolutely. Well, it's the fucking death squad of the Star Wars community. It's fucking internet fascism. Like, you want a toxic community? Fucking do Star Wars.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, both of us, all three of us know that it's a fucking great product, but the fans are fucking spoiled assholes.
There's too many
Wow.
fans.
Yeah,
It's so big.
it's ridiculous. All right. Now, before we jump into the topic of fan fiction, which I'm fucking excited to talk about, because I did not know we were talking about that, and I'm happy you brought it up, Ashley. Who wants a god dang tarot reading, or a rune reading, or a I Ching reading? Okay, Ashton wants one. I'm assuming you also want one, Sam, in a bit.
I'm good.
Yeah, he got his reading last
You
week.
don't need to know my future.
All right, so you have three choices. You have runes, you have I Ching, or you have the tarot. What do you want?
Tarot.
You want
Which
tarot?
one's the quickest? Is tarot?
It's all the same speed. I mean, it's just
Tarot.
like, you want tarot? Okay, let's keep it traditional. We can do more than one as well. So, let's see. Sorry about that. That was me. I smacked into my microphone. So, any issue you want to know in present? Do you want a general reading? Here's the thing. I always ask that so we kind of get the feeling as I shuffle here. Sam is enjoying looking at his phone. Getting
Yeah, so I was just saying if I could get back the images I mentioned.
I get that.
What about my now?
So you want to know
Yeah.
something about the now. You just want to know a general reading about the now. Okay.
Yeah.
Good standard to do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, so I want to ask, how are things going with the boy toy? Sounds
Good,
like
good,
that's
good.
good. I haven't heard from him in a while. Not.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd really like to hang out with him online, as it were. Tell him I'm interested in playing WoW together with him, or WoW Classic.
Well, tell him that.
Yeah.
Are you
getting
still
more
playing
fun.
WoW after all the BS that's been going on with Blizzard?
Well, I have a massive 6-month subscription, and I guess basically get shit for free since I know people on staff. So, not really. I suppose I'm playing a hell of a lot more Final Fantasy 14. So that's the truth of it. Yeah. All right. First and foremost, your situation for right now is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles shows a man overlooking his crop of golden coins, showing that he has worked hard, but to remember they have to work hard and continue to get the harvest they're working on. So keep working hard on what you're doing. I know.
Oh, but it's so draining.
Yeah, the cards are a bitch, but the thing that's blocking your energy right now from enjoying that success in your hard work is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is, of course, two men walking off into the distance after a shameful battle as one man collects his winnings. So this is a card of confrontation. Maybe something in your life is possibly clashing with some egos or some sort. But it teaches you to remember that as it is an opposition to your hard work, remember that you might have to let go of some of that clash and hate because it's not going to be conducive to your future. Next. Ooh, shit! Your subconscious is telling you the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is something about completion. It is finishing a task. It means in your subconscious, something is telling you that you have a feeling of accomplishment and moving on in this next stage of your life, because life is a circle. Everything is circular. Life, death, rebirth. It's all a cycle. That's what your subconscious is telling you. But let's see what your mind is thinking about. The Eight of Pentacles. Not the most sexy of cards, mind you, but it's a very honest and hardworking card. Now, the Eight of Pentacles is all about the apprentice becoming a master and working at their trade and getting to become the best version of themselves in the trade they can be. So you're thinking about your work, your ethic, and how you can continue to gain your skill and become a better master of what you're doing. So I'm assuming that has to do with your work as a teacher. Now let's see what your past has to say. Ooh, that's a very auspicious thing for your past. So it is the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups, as you can see, a family is dancing joyously as a harmonious rainbow of cups sets forth. 10 is, of course, the thing of completion in numerology, but also it's a symbol of how your unit in the past has come together to create a positive feeling for you. This could be in friends, this could be in family, this could be in your workplace. Because it's working to your work, I'm seeing a lot of things related to work. So probably you've gelled really well with some of your coworkers and you've created that thing and now you're working hard at it. But again, it's the clash of personality that's holding you back. Now, let's see what your future holds. Ooh, it's the Three of Swords. Swords have to do with air and heart. Remember, the heart is getting stuck by 3 different pins. Three of Swords actually has to do with emotion. Let me pull out my book here to see what I can interpret from this. Yes.
Oh,
I see that face.
I'm getting stuck at 3.
There you go. The poem describing this. Experiencing pain is a temporary state, but the memory of pain lingers when it goes unacknowledged. So, since this is in the future, I would say that sometime in the future, you're going to have a pain in your heart. Maybe something from your logic, because again, swords have to deal with intelligence, logic, and communication. Maybe something goes awry that hurts you when someone says something. But it's important to remember that while that exists, you have to let it go, or else you'll be kept back by it. You'll be held back. Let's see what the most important card in this reading. I'm doing the Celtic Cross. The most important card in this reading is the card about you, and it is the Three of Wands. Wands, of course, are associated with the alchemical element of fire, meaning passion, drive, earnestness. Now, the Three of Wands is very good because it's a man overlooking a vast serenity as ships come into the bay. Let's see how it relates to you. Let's see, Wands. There it is, Three of Wands. Adventure lies ahead for you. As you expand into a new role of identity, you will have plenty of support. So it shows that you're eager to work with others and that support will help you in your future endeavors. And it's based on your creativity and your drive. Let's see how others perceive you, though. The Eight of Swords. You see a woman blindfolded and wrapped up in a thing as she walks across between many swords. So that's another thing. Again, it's communication and it's intelligence. And so let's see what it says. Do not let fear hold you back or keep you trapped in your current reality. With patience and determination, you can always find a way forward. So, I would say here, you might feel a little uncomfortable. Maybe people see you as a little uncomfortable in what you're doing. And they feel like maybe you're stumbling around, blindfolded, unable to understand what you're doing. But remember, it's important to let go of that fear because then you can succeed at your task. Now, let's see what your likely wish is. Ooh. That's a good one to have in the desires. You desire for the wish card, the Nine of Cups. It's a man who is successful on gaining all of his things and sitting there proud of his success.
That is what I want.
There you go. Nine of Cups is a good one. So sit back and revel in the abundance you have cultivated as gratitude increases the flow of success. So this shows you to relax and enjoy what you've worked hard to achieve, but don't downplay your achievements. You've come a long way on your own, and now it is important to keep moving forward to grow on that success. Lastly, let's look at the likely outcome. Let me pull this with the Hand of Intuition here. Ooh, that's a positive one for income. The Page of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles, of course, associated with Earth, is solidness, it's wealth, it's material wealth, it's prosperity. The Page is associated with a young energy. It is associated with a naivety, possibly. But it's also the beginning of something new. So, to quote, the messenger of prosperity brings news of stability. Stay grounded and enthusiastic in your approach. So this is telling you maybe something new will begin, and it will cause you to have a new flow of abundance and money to flow into your coffers. It's good, but remember that you should not give up on your sense of wisdom, in the sense of don't get tricked. Don't be played like a fool. Because this is the youngest guy. He doesn't know what he's doing so much, but he's very energetic, and that's a good thing. And with him, money flows. And there's your tarot reading.
I wish I could just have all of Ashland's reactions without context, like in a whole video.
Oh, you'll absolutely be able to once this is archived on YouTube.
I'll just mute it and just like cover up
This
the-
entire conversation will be held as long as the YouTube platform does not get deleted. This will be forever seen.
You have to add sound effects to my face.
Yeah, we'll have to do is add like some old cartoon effects. And maybe I'll put on some Benny Hill music when you're like.
Okay.
All right, cool. And there we go. That is what the tarot has to say for you. That's not me. That's what the cards say. All right, I'm getting a little warm. Do atashimashite. So let's now get into that next of topics that I was not expecting, but I'm very happy to hear. Fan fiction. Okay, hands up if you read fan fiction once in the past or now.
The above. Sam, no?
Wow. You would think he would need something to read, but then again, he just plays his games.
I just play games and then occasionally read.
I get that. I totally get that.
I'm actually on the last chapter of that book I've been working on.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. So I've been reading a fan fiction where it's crossing over Star Wars and Ranma 1/2. But also I was reading a fan fiction crossing over Star Wars and Harry Potter.
I read, that's my favorite shit.
Yeah.
Raylo and Hogwarts.
Oh, it's not that. It's Harry serving under Master Fey during the pre-Clone Wars period. Do you know who
We do
Master Fey
opposites.
is?
I prefer the Star Wars characters in Harry Potter. You
I like
Harry
shit. I like shit in Star Wars because it's fucking fun.
No.
What?
Like Hogwarts.
First and foremost, does anyone know who Master Fey is? It's expanded universe, so this is deep knowledge. So Master Fey is a Jedi who is only about 100 years younger than Yoda. So she's about 900 years old at the start of the Clone Wars. And her whole philosophy is not being a part of the Order, but following the flow of the Force. She does not use a lightsaber, but only uses Force tricks. And she's a conciliator and she's a peacekeeper in the universe. Something like the old Jedi before they became all stolid and stuck in their ways and became like Mace Windu. Which is bad, but Mace Windu is kind of a stick in the mud.
Okay, so Harry's working for her. Is he a Jedi?
Yeah, Harry's a Jedi and he introduces magic in the form of Force tricks to the Order. Also, he gets them to abandon their whole non-attachment thing.
I hate it.
Yeah, and he ends up banging Ayla Sakura.
I hate it.
You hate
I
it?
don't like it.
I
Harry's
hate all this.
boring.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when
Harry's a boring character.
he gets more interesting when he's trained by Count Dooku and stops him from becoming a Darksider.
Boo. Like Hermione's interesting, Draco's interesting.
Well, then I want to see you put them in the fucking Star Wars universe when they're fucking 8 years old.
Anytime I try to write some type of fan fiction, I always
Oh,
can't continue.
if you're worried about writing fan fiction, I have a friend named Brian who was a guest on this episode. It was the first drunk episode of this podcast. And he writes drunken shitfics of My Little Pony. So if that doesn't inspire you to move forward to create bad fan fiction, I don't know what will.
What do they call them? Bronies?
Yes,
Bronies?
I met him through that community when I was in that community.
You were in you.
I have been to
That's a
brony
brony,
conventions.
actually.
You didn't know that?
Oh my! I had no idea you were a brony.
I was a brony. Luckily, I never went to any of the con orgies or drink out of a giant horse cock. That's something I'm proud to say I've never done. I have walked in on it though, and then I immediately left the room. And I went to a rave room and I drank while watching awesome internet music videos. Good times in early college before UCSB.
I'm not gonna shame. Kink shame.
What is there to shame? It's enjoyment of a show and then enjoying a multiple. I mean, it's an inclusive community for the most part, even though it's basically became trash.
Is it wrong to shame furries?
Yes.
Yes.
As
Okay,
someone who is also, well, no, I'm not a furry, but I appreciate anthropomorphic characters. I wouldn't say I'm a furry.
Yeah.
No, I don't like yiff. I know the terminology though. Okay, it looks like Sam knows what I'm talking about.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam, should I explain it or do you want me to explain it? Me?
Go for it, man.
Okay, so yiff is furry porn.
Yeah.
Is it people like dress up as animals doing it?
It's
or like
it's either
actual animals?
they're in their fursuits and they're fucking, or it is cartoons where
Like
there are
cartoon
anthropomorphic animal people fucking.
Usually it's cartoons.
Usually it's the cartoons.
Okay, that's not terrible.
That's not terrible. That's a surprising reaction from someone who's like, I don't know if I could shame my friend for being formerly a brony.
I think that's like the most lukewarm reaction I've ever gone into. With that.
Cartoons are more reasonable. Like cartoon porn is.
She has clearly been living in Japan enough that she accepts the fucking hentais in a normal society. It's okay for them to fap to it as long as they're... It's okay if the little girl is 10,000 years old. That way they don't rape them. Which is true. That's my opinion.
Cartoon porn, it makes more sense to me if you have a weird kink, like do it in cartoon form because no one's getting hurt and it's not creepy.
All I can say is
You know?
that's 100% true as someone who follows him down that line of fucking reasoning. I have been corrupted by the fucking internet, and I feel ashamed about it, and I don't talk about what I'm interested in sexually in pornography.
Don't start now.
Oh, why would I fucking do that?
Oh my god.
I would either gain a rabid fucking fan base, or I would be immediately shamed off the internet.
Probably both.
The mustache guy who talks
That's
about
true.
gift
That's true.
porn.
I mean, I didn't see that as the way this channel would move forward. I mean, I am planning on doing a VTuber debut, but, there you
You're gonna
go.
make a what do they call it?
A rig?
No. Fuck. I'm so mad that I can't think of it. What's that page that a bunch of those like Twitch streamers who do like the pool streams and stuff also have?
I'm not doing a fucking hot tub stream. One, because I live in a state where if I had a hot tub, I'd die of fucking hypothermia. And two, I don't think anyone wants to see soggy fat guy hot water.
That'd be hilarious if you were in a hot tub.
Well, it's funny because one of my former coworkers, he suggested, Nick? And I said, yeah? And he's a former guest on the podcast. He said, Nick, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you from Don Quixote, which is a famous discount store in Japan. I'm sure Ashlyn has been there many a time. And I have. Yes. Yes, exactly. Sam, you need to go to Japan. Anyway, he said he would send me a sailor, like a girl's sailor uniform, like a schoolgirl sailor uniform, and that I should dress up in it with a wig and do a stream in it. And I thought, that's fucking crazy, but I would certainly get views.
We could do costumes. I have a costume.
Yeah, I could change into my Kigurumi if I wanted to, but it's much too hot right now. See, that's how Japanese closets work. They're just like storied things in a wall. They're not like Western closets.
Huh.
All right, I see a Sith robe and a red thing, a red lightsaber.
Shut
Oh,
up.
I'm sorry. Well, I have to describe it because the people who listen to the podcast aren't going to know what you're doing.
No.
I mean, unless they watch the YouTube video, which please like, share, and subscribe. The Wagon Meister YouTube channel. I gotta be honest. What is your Ashlyn? Is your Darth name Darth Dingus?
Darth what?
Darth Dingus?
Darth Dingus. Maybe it should be.
I don't know. It's just the way that it looked on the hood was hilarious. But I mean, there you go. I like it. Very nice.
For my school, I bought this like for Halloween.
Nice.
Oh my god, Ashlyn, you fucking broke me.
See, there we go. We did a good thing tonight.
It's easy to change into.
That's
At
awesome.
work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of work, first and foremost, all of us have taught on some level. So, as all of us being teachers and or former teachers, how has everyone's experience in the education sector been?
I mean, it was more daycare than education for me, to be fair.
I get that.
Do you
Take
like
care.
kids? Did you like the kids, Sam?
Looking into his dead eyes.
75% of them I could have thrown out a window and smiled.
I love that answer.
The other
That's
four,
dark.
I would have been like, here, I don't need this arm, you can take it.
I realized I was only wearing one earring.
Yeah, for 1 out of 4 of them, I'm like, you can
Guys.
the other 3 out of 4, I'm like, you destroy any hope I have for the future.
Ashlyn, how could you? The podcast audio audience is fucking appalled that you didn't wear 2 earrings. They're fucking pissed off, even though they can't see that you're not wearing your 2 earrings. The video audience is thankful, though. I noticed.
I love kids. I've discovered this.
That's
this year since
surprising.
I started teaching them.
Says the
I
person who
just-
taught at an all-adult school initially.
Yeah, I started kids this year in January, and it was a really rough start. Even like having a kid pee in the middle of my class, that kind of rough.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
remember that
I
conversation.
don't know what that is.
Yeah.
but it's so good now. God, I love it. I love it, and I have so much fun with the kids, and I'm really, really good at it. Like good at teaching kids. I'm good with kids. I am a kid. I'm a big kid. We have such a great time, and they listen to me, and I have like the best behaved classes because it's also I'm not strict, and kids respond so well to that. No, oh God, I love it. I love it.
For sure. All right, now it's for me to say. Do I like teaching children?
No.
No. Do I like playing with the children and getting them to speak the language I speak? Yes.
No.
Do
I don't.
would I take a car or a bullet for one of my child students, even to this day? Yes.
Yeah.
However,
Some of them.
some of them drove me up a wall, and I very much so enjoyed being able to be chill in my adult classes. Very complex.
I'm under more pressure in the adult classes. They're like, they'll see the mistakes I make. But with the kids, I'm just fucking around, like making jokes in English. Like, I'll just start singing like rap songs, like to the window, to the wall. And they don't know what I'm saying, and it's really funny. Right? When they're like coloring, I'm just like apple bottom jeans, boots with the
Oh my god.
One of the words was like floor on the floor. It's like she hit the floor.
Nice. Very nice.
But I don't know. It's just no pressure and it's fun. It can be stressful when they don't want to listen, but I don't know. I don't know.
Teaching and okay. How many students does your school have? We will not say the name of the company because I flubbed on that the last podcast and I refuse to do it again. So how many students does your school have?
My school has like 150.
Oh, wow. That's surprisingly small for Tokyo.
Things have gotten smaller. We used to have like 250.
Okay, that makes sense again with the COVID. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. 500 plus students at my school.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
I don't know how you did that with just 3 FTs, yeah?
We had 4, and then I left because I was like, peace! And literally my coworker, he said, Nick, I will buy your plane ticket out for $1,000. And I said, I'm good. And then my staff was like, hey, man, we love working with you. Are you sure you don't want to stay? And I was like, I'm good. They're like, are you sure we can't convince you to stay? We really need people to stay here. And I was like, I'm good. And I left.
Yeah, it was kind of like my work too, but luckily my boss was really cool about it. Because to give you an idea, the day that I decided that I wanted to send in my notice, I had a panic attack at work and was just like, I'm done. This is it. And I hadn't had one of those in like 2 or 3 years. So after that, I was like, no, we're not going back to that.
Well, there you go.
It's not for you. It's not for you. You can't force being able to work with kids. I really do think it's a natural thing. Some professions you can learn. Some skills you can learn. Being good with children and enjoying it, you can't learn that. I mean, you can learn it enough to get by, but it's one of the things that I would wholeheartedly argue it's got to be a mostly natural thing for you.
Yeah.
Right? You just have to be a kid person.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I never thought that before I started doing it and realizing that.
Yeah.
I just remember in the beginning you were so vehemently against teaching the kids. You're so worried.
Weird. I'm always scared against things I don't know.
Well, there you go. You got to be open to the possibility of the unknown, because once you step over the threshold, then you become enlightened.
Boo.
Boo? That's not a good way to take it. That's not how you advance in life.
I know. I'm stubborn, but you're right.
There you go.
She'll just live her life by stubbornness.
Well, it can get you far, but sometimes it holds you back. It's a mixed bag.
Are you drinking water now?
Yeah, I have an entire container of water and a couple of beers and a bowl of ice, so I can like go one and one. You know, because I'm not a dummy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't live that life of getting fucked up anymore. I like being able to sleep and waking up and not being like my fucking head hurts. I like waking up and being like, yeah, I got decent sleep. Yeah, that sucks, man.
I wish I had chosen that life Friday. I did not.
Yeah, alcohol hits like a fucking truck.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair to myself, I literally hadn't hung out with friends for like a year before COVID started. So I basically hadn't hung out for friends for 2.5 years. So there was a lot of. Yeah. Yeah. My friends were just really fucking busy before COVID happened. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, things were booming, and then they weren't.
What's it like over there? Like, everybody's vaccinated, right? You're all like no masks.
Everyone's vaccinated, she says.
Yeah,
I wish.
Right?
We have the right to, and everyone has the right to say, fuck off. It's my constitutional right to not get vaccinated because Joe Biden's putting the microbots in the thing, and you know that's going to track your data, and then the Satanists are going to suck your adrenochrome from your kid's fucking brain, and after that they'll have little dick hot dogs that they'll serve. It's like, holy shit, you're in a fucking cult!
Yeah, it's
Why?
like it's funny because my mom kind of during COVID, her politics changed a lot, and then she came back. People were getting vaccinated. She's like, "Sam, why are these people so stupid?" And I'm like, "Mom, they're your friends. Don't look at me."
Yep.
You're the white conservative.
They
philosopher.
don't want the 5G installed, says my friend Condor. Exactly. They think the 5G is going to take away your right to be able to think human thoughts. Oh my
It's just really
god.
stupid. Like my dad said, "Oh, my body, my choice."
Oh, so you're
It's not-
you're for
Don't compare
abortion?
this to, like getting abortions.
Oh my
it's
god.
ridiculous.
Conservatives literally are the most wishy-washy fucking snowflake motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. And I know if I ever met one in a parking lot and got into a fight, not only would my brother be there to defend me, but I would fucking destroy them physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Okay, Nick, take a chill pill.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm pissed
I'm
off.
passionate.
I see this as a clash between fucking fascistic eco-fascism trying to kill anyone who's not not paler than I am, and fucking saving the world. I'm sorry. It's come to a clash.
Oh,
Oh no! She dropped!
she couldn't handle you, Nick. Oh, she's back.
She's back. Oh no!
Is she back?
I don't know. Oh
What
shit!
you got, Nick?
Oh no, my hoodoo voodoo did it. It's the deep state. The deep state did it because I'm revealing the secrets.
Oh shit!
They didn't want the truth to come out. It's the NSA, man. They're hacking my shit. That was very strange. Oh, you're very...
It was the FBI agents.
I know! They came after me. I was revealing the truth. Oh my god, I'm scared now. I gotta close my window. They're gonna drop a Wolverine in my fucking window well and I'm gonna die on camera. Oh no, there you go. My friend Condor says it's down to fistfights and it's in the streets and I have to defend American democracy. It's all on me, guys. Not Joe Biden. It's not the Democrats in Congress. It's not Nancy Pelosi. It's fucking Wagon Meister coming in with the fucking rhetoric and coming in with the fucking economic reform and coming in with the Green New Deal.
Why is economic reform with like a pipe?
Because you have to beat the rich over in the head to get the taxes or else they're going to fly into space and fucking in a penis. Yeah, you know, like blue,
Don't we got,
big
like,
blue.
people in space right now?
Oh, I
Got a
don't-
new neighbor. Okay, just got in the neighborhood. Bezos brings over like a fruitcake.
Oh man, if Jeff Bezos ever came to my house, I'd fucking I would straight up get my say-ax and I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking asshole. Give your people piss breaks, damn it. Or I get my Warhammer. I don't know. You can see it in the distance. You can see it in the distance. Yeah, if anyone comes to my house, they're fucked. Like, let's see.
I do miss
Probably my father.
Like this. If someone threatens me, I am prepared.
Put the knife away.
Of course I'll put the knife away. I stabbed myself in the hand with it
West Side
once.
Story, like, what are you doing?
Ew, my man.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone's worried for my mental stability.
They're showing weapons.
There's nothing wrong with weapons. It's a time-honored tradition among the Germanic people. And I'm a Germanic. Among many other fucking things.
Maddie? Yeah, man.
Look at this mustache. Does this look fucking Southern European? Of course it does.
All I'm just gonna say is,
What's with the taskbar? Anyway, let's get back on to topic. Those are all just...
Sounds like Mario. Mario.
What about Mario? What? I'm confused. What about Mario?
I said you look like Mario.
Oh my gosh. Are you racially stereotyping me because I'm a Sicilian?
he does look like Mario. Oh my god.
I feel attacked. You don't know about Mother Cecilia? Where the Costa Nostra comes from?
You're gonna blow up, tomato face.
Oh. Now it's on! I have just been racially profiled and biased against.
Is that how you make your pizza sauce?
Okay. I'm buying the next plane ticket over to Tokyo. And I'm gonna find where you live. Actually, no, I don't even need to do that. I know I can find out where you work. Wasn't that the topic? What topic? There is no topic in this conversation, Condor. There's no topic in this conversation. This is chaos. This is chaos. Haven't you ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh? This is chaos control.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge.
Yes. Ah, it's not Sonic. This is not Donkey Kong. This is not Sonic. This is not Murio with Yushi. This is fucking cereal with a capital C. You don't like anime? Oh my gosh. And she lives in Japan. Millions of otaku's hearts have broken to hear you say that. I don't care. If there's one anime everyone should watch, it is Odd Taxi. And he's right. It's not about fucking anime. It's all about the manga. It's the manga is key.
Oh, I just don't. I can't. It gives me a headache. I can't read comics.
I'm not a comic person either.
Yeah, it gives me a headache. Oh my god.
Oh no, Nick died.
Good. Welcome back to my podcast. This is Ashlyn.
No! That's not how this works!
Fourth floor apartment.
It's not how this works. I have to write my will before someone gets my Twitch channel. I'm almost an affiliate, damn it. I can make money off of ad revenue soon. I know. I got 3 viewers now, which makes it hopeful. Yeah. Oh, shit. So, how are you enjoying who is excited for the Tokyo Olympics in this conversation?
Fuck the Tokyo Olympics. Pissed off that we're doing this. Why are we doing the Olympics? Nobody's even vaccinated. I'm lucky to have gotten vaccinated through the company. But most of this people in this country are not vaccinated because they're putting all their time and attention to these stupid fucking Olympics. When people, ugh. It's a waste. There's not even any audiences. It's
No,
just
there aren't.
A waste of money and time and.
I mean,
Shut
honestly,
down
the only
country.
thing I'm interested in with the Olympics is the fencing, and that I don't really care.
I just want karate to become a god dang Olympic sport finally.
You know what should be an Olympic sport?
What?
D&D. That should be an Olympic sport.
Well, that would have to be the marathon. The only
exactly.
way you can compete with that is like how long you can fucking try to do an encounter.
Really?
That's
I
not
watch
even
that.
like that's like saying acting should be
Why,
an
you-
Olympic
It
know,
should.
effort. Like, LARPing would be a better Olympic sport.
I agree with that. That's
Yeah.
no wait. Have you guys heard of this thing where like it's like everyone wears like actual male armor and stuff, and they fight each other with like blunted weapons? Sam, I would imagine, knows about it, but like I could see that becoming like an Olympic sport. Like, could you imagine like every country
That's just fencing with,
armor?
older gear. Literally all it is.
Yeah, except some of the people get battle axes and broadswords and.
Yeah. I mean, a lot more broken
Yeah, but
bones, but
to the death, gladiator style.
Okay, so
The
it impacted the death.
our most active viewer has said that one of the Olympic sports that must be added is lightsaber fights. Yes or no?
Yes.
Loki, that shit,
Yeah.
like people actually are athletic
Oh,
when
yeah.
they do that shit.
Oh, especially if they do like the jumping style, or like they're like doing the flips and shit. I'd see that. Gymnastics plus fencing would be fucking awesome to watch.
I can't even like flip something and catch it.
Oh, but you know what should be done? Quidditch should be a fucking Olympic sport. Next time it's in Britain.
What's everyone's Hogwarts house? Have we done that?
Okay. First and foremost, before they say it, the other 2 guests have to guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Oh.
my guess for you two, Sam is between Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. Nick is the same between Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, but you got some Gryffindor in you.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
my guess. But ultimate guess, Hufflepuff for Sam and Ravenclaw for Nick.
I appreciate that.
But I
As
could
do I.
easily switch that. I could easily switch that too.
I can see that too as easily be switchable. Sam, what is
Yeah.
your opinion on both of us?
So Ashlyn, it's probably Slytherin or Gryffindor, one of the two.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
Yeah.
I'm with her, Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. What am I saying?
Hufflepuff, yes.
Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff. It shows how much I care about Harry Potter. Yeah. Welcome to the house of Hufflepuff. I hope you like this milk.
Did you know that there is an actual musical about the Hufflepuff house? It's called Puffs, and I'm not joking.
Huh.
Anyway, back to the topic. So what am I? What am I, Sam?
Say that Ashlyn is Slytherin,
Ashlyn
and
is
that
Slytherin.
Nick is. I'll say Nick's a Hufflepuff.
Okay, okay. I'm not gonna do like on the fence choice. I'm just gonna be blunt about how I see you guys. Ashlyn is clearly a Gryffindor, but she has the knowledge. She's like Hermione-esque, where she has the knowledge where she could have gotten into Ravenclaw. Sam is definitely a Ravenclaw because it totally fits his personality and the whole vibe of that house.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get to our reveal.
Ashlyn
I
is-
doxed myself earlier, dude. I don't care if I get doxed. Everyone has... All of my connections are to my personal Instagram account if I get doxed. It's fine. Now let's get back on tack. I'm just talking to one of our guests, our viewers. All right, so first, Ashlyn, what are you?
It's really hard. Often when I take the test, I get put into Slytherin. I've gotten put into Ravenclaw as well. But I think when I don't know if I'm actually brave. It's really difficult.
They're asking why aren't you guys watching the chat?
Is there a chat?
Yes, there's a
There's
chat.
You gotta go on the YouTube channel.
No, you have to go on the Twitch channel.
Oh yeah, you're right. The Twitch channel.
Here, I'll share it into our like group chat right now.
Yeah.
All right, let me just
Then
pull
I
this
can
here.
respond.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm probably a Slytherin if I'm being honest. But I would be probably a hat stall. I really think I would be, because I like to think I'm brave, but I'm also really weak. If I really think about it, I'm super ambitious, but I'm often a scaredy cat. But I pretend to be brave, so I'm probably a Slytherin.
There's nothing wrong with that. All right, there you go. The link's in the actual group chat itself on our Discord, so you can watch it. Oh, they're saying you should also do it so I can get more viewers. So if you want to watch the chat, you do get me more viewers. Just turn it on to like very low volume, if not silent.
You obviously mute it. We can hear ourselves already.
Yeah, you don't want to do that double. Okay, so Sam, how about you? So Slytherin for Ashlyn.
So every single time I've taken the quiz, I've gotten Gryffindor, and I don't know why. But every single time I've gotten Gryffindor, and I'm like, this is a lie. This is a lie.
You're not a Gryffindor.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I would probably say Hufflepuff, honestly, more than Ravenclaw.
I can see that.
Right. Sorry.
I can see that.
Right.
All right. Now, as for myself, every single time, I'm a Gryffindor, and I'm fucking pissed about it.
You're a Gryffindor?
Every single time. It doesn't matter which one I take. BuzzFeed, the official
you're making-
Pottermore
you're
site,
making me have the same
anything.
issue.
It's every single time I'm a Gryffindor. I'm like, damn it! No, I'm not a Gryffindor. I'm a fucking.
You can choose your own house. What would you choose?
Of course, I would choose Ravenclaw. I'd totally get down with having intellectual discussions with people.
That's what I said. You would be Ravenclaw. He would be Hufflepuff. I would be between Gryffindor and Slytherin, but probably Slytherin because I want to succeed.
Yeah, but the problem is with Slytherin being such a maligned house that your success is entirely dependent on sucking into that cast. So unless you were an extroverted Slytherin that broke the house mold, you don't get to succeed.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would not be down for that racist shit, which would probably, if I ended up getting into Slytherin and then seeing what the house was, let's say I was Muggle born and I had no idea, then
Right.
I would just fucking like go off on people. I'd be like the social justice warrior, but not as like these Slytherins like going against my own house and like always hanging out with the Gryffindors and Ravenclaws and shit.
Someone's been
Hufflepuff.
reading too many fan fictions, because that's totally what happens in fan fictions.
Yeah, that would be me. But if I was not Muggle born and I was like from a wizarding family, I would probably choose Gryffindor because of that. Like because I wouldn't want to be associated with like fuckheads.
I get
Also
that.
depends on like when we're talking, like like when it comes to like Harry's son's time, like they're trying to change the perspective,
True.
right?
Confession: with Harry Potter, I only saw the films and I only read the first 3 books.
I get that. You know,
I
that's
didn't like Harry Potter that much, to be honest.
to be honest. Looking back on the series, I tried to read the first book like a couple months ago, and I was like, I can't even fucking read this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I
don't
read
like
it once when I was a child, and I was like, this is magical. And you know what? Here's a bold statement that someone has said before, but I'm going to repeat on this. So it's not actually bold at all. The reason why Harry Potter was so popular was because in the post 9/11 world, everyone needed a bit of comfort in fantasy from something horrific and hateful from the form of Islamic terrorism. Thus, they dove into the Harry Potter fandom, both
I
children
don't
and
really
adults.
buy that. Harry Potter gets
The
dark as
thesis
fuck.
statement.
Oh, I mean, I'm just like, I could see it being possible.
The reason for Harry Potter's popularity is because of 9/11.
Well-
Read it in my undergrad thesis statement paper.
Oh god.
All right.
I was an art history major.
Did you see what Condor said? It's a really good comment.
No, I can't find this chat. Where the fuck?
You gotta
Oh
click
my
on
god.
the video.
Click the link, woman.
You click the link, and then it'll open up into your browser.
I already did that, but then the chat disappeared.
About to throw it.
Oh,
If
here
you-
it is.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
He says people about to throw hands right now. There you go.
not me.
I just
I don't
commented.
care about Harry Potter enough to get mad over it.
Awesome. Yeah, but I get that. I mean, it was a fun
The-
experience. That's all I'll say. It's
the
a
fantasy
fun little
series-
universe.
My childhood was Aragon. I loved that shit.
I like that shit too. That was good. Fucking dude bonding with a dragon psychically and going on a rampage against an empire.
Yeah, it's like I actually in high school sent a letter to Christopher Poloni and I got one back.
So did you know there's actually a 4th book that came out, or a 5th book?
Yes, I haven't read it because I haven't read the books in forever and I don't want to read them.
Yeah. It's like I was having a conversation the other day about like young adult fiction, and I gotta show you guys this video because it is fantastic. All right, you guys are gonna like this, okay? All right,
What?
there we go. Oh, you'll see, guys, you'll see. All right, okay.
Did
You
your
guys-
grandpa die on 9/11?
No,
Sorry.
he lived well beyond 9/11.
I was asking the
Forms
chat
and surveys
guy.
like this.
Oh,
Get
oh fuck, I
responses
don't
like
know.
that.
Oh no,
But
baby
with
brother! I'm
Yeah,
so
she
sorry.
messed
I
up.
hope you're okay. That's horrible.
That's some fucked up shit. I'm sorry that happened to you, Condor. You have my deepest condolences.
Oh.
What the heck? What in the world is going on here?
Why are you showing us the...
I don't know. I'm trying to... What? Okay. Screen pause. Swap. Okay. Ah, come on. Let's see here. Oh no, what's going on here? Let's go back to the grid. Cancel that stream sharing. Start it up again. There it is. There it is. You ready? There we go. Here we go.
There we go. Ah, Frendor. Yes.
I've loved these guys for years.
I should write a kid's book for teens.
We should write a kid's book for
I
teens.
should.
I
Here's what
remember
it's gonna be.
Frendor,
Ready for
yeah.
this? A young girl who she loves a guy, but he doesn't love her back. She's not beautiful, but she's not ugly either. She's sort of plain. She just wants people to treat her like an adult. Yet she
It's so
has
funny
stuffed
to like
animals
see
in
this
her
on like the
room,
two
so
screens.
She has another friend who's this guy who likes her. She doesn't necessarily like him back because she likes this other guy, right? And then there's something magical's involved.
And they're elves.
That's it. We're done. Congratulations.
They live in a big tree.
They live in
One half of the family is the Keebler elves who make cookies. And they're like, you're gonna be in the damn cookie family tradition. You're gonna be a cookie maker. And she's like, I don't want to be a cookie maker.
No,
I
no,
want to go fight wars with the high elves. And the high elves will be like, we shall accept.
And look at their eyes!
Like, 'cause she tries
They're
to
really
make
high
her a
elves.
high elf, but then they find out she's a cookie making elf, and they're like, get away.
No, but then here's the best part. Then, because we have the high elf guy she's in love with, right? The elf guy who loves her. Then third book. We have to wait to the third book because that's when we turn up a notch.
That's got
Then
yeah.
she meets the anti-hero dark elf, and he
Oh
is
my
like
God.
so mysterious. And she falls in love. No, she doesn't even fall in love with him. She's so enticed by his good looks and dark elf. They instantly bang. And the high elf
Ashland's
guy is
face.
like, no.
What you did? No!
The elf guy's like, no.
No!
And then, right then, there's a three-way triangle of these three guys vying for her love, and it's like
It's
real
just
life.
like a
Everyone
normal
can relate to that.
session for me.
It's literally just a normal young adult novel.
It's
Then
literally
becomes Game of Thrones.
Okay, I'll have to fucking talk about the last D&D session.
Okay.
But,
We will close that here. All right. We will watch the second
But-
half of that in a bit.
Nick,
Yeah.
here's a fun idea. What species and class would Ashlyn be in D&D?
Well, I know she has played it before because we did a campaign in Japan. Now, honestly, you want my take? Ashlyn, I could see as an Aarakocra.
That's fair.
Ashlyn, you're muted.
Is that a spider?
No.
What is it?
Do you want me to? Do you want me to tell her? Or do you want to?
Bird person.
It's a bird
Basically, they
person.
are.
A bird person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently, if Condor does if we do a sesh,
Are you
Condor
saying
wants in.
you have a big nose? Cause fuck you.
No, I'm saying you have the attention span of a bird and you flutter around and you're like, oh, ooh, woo. I'm Ashlyn.
I'm not Deandra from It's Always Sunny. Don't you call me a bird.
Okay, bird lady.
But what would you see her as D&D? Right? Eric Cocker's more a joke. I could see Ashlyn very much so as possibly like a woodland elf or something.
In my opinion, it would be half elf.
I could see
That would be
that.
my
Yeah.
opinion. Now, class-wise, I vote sorcerer.
Yeah, that works. Sorcerers
Yeah.
are great because their whole magical power is they were gifted with it from birth and they use charisma. Is it charisma?
Yeah, charisma.
So basically, you're so good at talking to people and you're so attractive. You're like, I'm so attractive, lightning bolt. That's how your like magic works.
Yeah.
I'm good at that in real life.
That's why he chose it.
Okay. But
All right, but what? Okay.
Ashlyn, so the reason I say that whole thing was like the last D&D session I played is because right now I'm playing a Goblin Alchemist, and he always talks like Stitch from the movie, and he has a giant bat named Mr. Nips, and he's very silly.
I have
Also
played in this
very
campaign
smart.
before.
Voice your whole-
That is his voice. He does.
I'm buzzed.
I'll be right back. I'm
Just
getting some more
talking all
water.
the time. Great. But I have a whole backstory. But like, so the session began with his giant dire bat being kidnapped by pirates. Chase said pirates who were doing a deal to trade the bat with mushroom people for ale because the mushroom people needed bat to make poop because they're mushroom people and they need poop. And then we fight said goblins, killed all of them very with a bunch of luck, and then I got captured because the mushroom people were told by one of my party members that I was the expert on the bat, so I could make sure he pooped a lot. So I got.
Don't
I'm
want
gonna go to the
play
restroom.
with
You guys can handle the podcast. This is the pee break guest session.
I don't want to play with you.
No.
Well,
That's just hey. My next character is a gladiator who fights with his fists and has a bunch of very Greek names. So
A Greek gladiator. What?
basically,
Can you be Greek? Are there countries in D&D?
yeah. I mean, it's whatever the DM creates, basically.
Can you
Just
have like a
running game.
urban setting? We're in New York, Gossip Girl edition. D&D. I'm Blair Waldorf.
Honestly, I'm watching a campaign that's set in New York.
Huh?
Yeah,
Eh?
I'm watching a campaign that's set in New York.
What? It's a real thing? I'm shook.
It's a bunch of
All right, Condor, I need some 411. Did they talk shit about me on my podcast? Was I slandered on my
Yeah.
own program?
I forgot about you.
Oh my word! And I host you guys, and I'm gonna put it on the web and make you famous.
Oops. Famous my ass.
yeah.
I'm
No,
already
thank you.
famous.
You don't want to be famous?
I'm infamous.
No shit talk. Cool. See? Gotta love a guy you've known since elementary school watching your stream.
I'm gonna order beer from Uber Eats.
Someone is enjoying watching Nick chug it down. As Salmon had his one Modelo and is like, well, I can't drink anymore.
I'm good.
I
I
get
drank
that.
so much Friday.
Did you have mead?
No.
Did you have
It wasn't any
beer?
Yes. a
Did
lot
you
of
have
really bad
vodka?
Yes. A
Ugh,
lot.
Did you
I
have...
went out 2 nights ago too
Oof.
and had all of those things.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah,
And
I
a
started
lot of
out with
various-
I started out with like a shot of tequila and then some beer.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
And then it was just a bunch of mixed drinks all with vodka in them. But they were really good. They were good mixed drinks. But
That makes your stomach go a wonky.
yeah.
I
my
got an
stomach
old
always
lady
went
drunk.
I can believe that. I've seen your Instagram.
Of course you did.
Someone brought their mom to the bar. It's like fun, like, you know, big open bar where you can do karaoke and
Yeah.
they have hookah there. It's owned by this Iranian dude.
Nice.
Really awesome place. And
Nice.
like these 2 people they're there with their mom, and she's just this old Japanese lady, like getting super hammered. At one point, I got a shot, and she took it from me, and she just downed it. Yep. I
God
had to
damn.
walk her.
Yeah,
And
GF.
then that, and
I'm looking at the chat and I'm like, yes, my elementary school. There you go. I have
Where'd you
known...
go to- Mhm.
What were you going to ask?
Where'd you go? Where'd you live? Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
I grew up in Santa Ana, California, and I went to school in Tustin, a city that Sam knows implicitly because it's where his brother lives.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Used to live.
You moved?
Yeah, he lives in Danville. He lived in Danville for a while.
Danville. You know, it's a good place that is named after a guy named Dan. Good old Dan.
Yeah.
Dan down in the... living at the side of the river. Danny boy.
Yeah, my other brother's working at the lab right now.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, there you go.
Entertaining story, even.
So,
He was
I'm ordering alcohol right now from Uber Eats,
uh-huh.
and like one quick little thing comes up. Underage drinking is prohibited by law. Agree or cancel?
Agree or cancel. True.
That's untrue. That's fake news.
Generally on a rule of thumb.
Can you order booze? I heard you could order booze for a while there in New York, but they canceled it once the lockdown was finished. Can you order booze in Cali? Or
There's an app called
Yeah.
Drizzly, I'm pretty sure, that delivers booze in like cities and stuff.
Yeah. Lots of like alcohol stores also do delivery. You just gotta do it a couple days ahead though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it used to be a thing in Japan. Every week people would get their booze, and then that stopped being a thing once Konbinis came out. So that's actually a good historical fact about contemporary Japanese society. I was just saying, like, Japanese alcohol used to deliver all the time on a weekly basis to their customers. However, the Konbini killed that.
Yeah, dude, Konbinis.
Fucking sick. I love Konbinis.
So, I started doing these new types of private lessons where it's like a book or movie club. Basically, the student gives me a book or movie, I read it or watch it, and then we have a private lesson together talking about it. Like,
I like that.
I did one with this student, Masari, with this older guy, and he lived in Cali for a long time, and he's like super obsessed with Los Angeles and America. And he made me watch the movie. Yeah, he made me watch the movie Volcano. Have you seen it?
I know of the movie.
Yeah, just this like 1997 freaking disaster film of Los Angeles. A volcano erupts in LA.
Yep.
And it's so cheesy. It's so tropey, and like there's this scene where this black guy goes up to the white cop and he's like, "Yo, my neighborhood is like about to like go under lava and burn up. Those are people's homes. You have to come help." And the cop's like, "Hey man, fuck you, get out of my face." Da da da. And the guy's like, "I need your help, blah blah blah." And then he's like, "You're under arrest." It's like they're like literally fighting back lava, and this white cop like puts cuffs on this black man, and then this other white cop's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh," blah, blah. And so like for like half the movie, this black guy's just like in cuffs, and then they have these like weird confrontations. But then it gets to this point where the other white cop, who was supposed to be the good white cop, he's like,
because there has to be a dichotomy.
Go save your family. Go tell the neighborhood the lava's coming. And then because they're about to try to barricade the lava in this like cul-de-sac thing made of concrete, and then the black guy sees them doing this, and the black guy's, "You know what? I'll help out." And he just starts helping them like build this like thing, and then him and the mean white cop like have this like buddy like, "Oh, good work," after they like all save the day, right? And they're, "Oh yeah, shaking hands, thanks man."
That's the most 90s sounding movie I have ever heard of, and I have seen it, and that is the most 90s movie that's the most 90s plot, that's the most 90s approach to race.
Racism is over now because like, oh, the white cop got to see that this black man isn't just an angry black man. No, he's a black guy who's gonna help us save the day. So I'm a good guy now. I'm not racist anymore.
Not so much the film, but the thing you said about the guy being obsessed about California. I had a really funny thing happen in Norway when I was staying there, where I was getting in line for the grocery store, and I like was getting my groceries. And the guy in front of me talked in a very obviously like American accent, and he was like very excited to talk in English. And I saw the poor Norwegian cashier just like, "Why the fuck is this guy so extroverted? The fuck is wrong with you dumbass Americans?" And I was like, okay, I don't really want to talk to this guy. I'm gonna try and just. But then he recognized my accent because California. And
Right.
he went, "Yo, dude, you from the States?" And by the way, he's like in his 50s, and like talking like a hippie. It was hilarious. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from the States." He's like, "Oh, cool. We from Cali." He's like, "Oh shit, Cali. I'm from Cali." I was like, "No fucking way." And then he asked me, "Where in Cali?" "Oh, Bay Area." "I'm from the East Bay." I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I randomly ran to a guy from the same area as me in a grocery store in Norway. And the best thing is that we're having this conversation in like the most American way possible, of course. And I can just feel all the Norwegians going, "So this is what they're like."
This is them in the natural environment.
Yeah, and I could see the poor little Norwegian cashier. She was like in high school, pretty much.
Oh,
or her
no.
equivalent. And so she was just like trying not to laugh really hard. I could just tell she was trying so hard. And I was like, yeah,
Well.
it's just kind of like he left, and I go back grab my groceries, and I'm just kind of like, I am ashamed to have my Americanness shown.
My inner American came out. It was very extroverted and bubbly. How dare it?
I actually got a little bit of like a Norwegian accent, and then I came back to the States and lost it in like 2 weeks. But
Happens.
It
like,
does.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm talking to Japanese people a lot, I'll be saying shit like, "Oh, crazy, ne?"
That's
Yeah,
Japan.
and everybody's,
Yeah,
"What?
Japanglish. Yeah, I get that.
Fucking
Yeah.
weird, ne?" I'll say something in English, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I just
time.
picked up some of the slang and the swear words. That's all I ever learned.
I think that's a good topic to jump into. Like, how has living abroad, like, how has it changed your perspective compared to how life was like back in the home country? Which, for
Makes me
all of
hate
us,
the
is
States a lot.
U.S. What?
Makes
I
me
said,
hate the States a lot.
Makes you hate the
I
state?
hate the States and I hate Japan. Everywhere is fucking fascist. You
Yeah.
know, in this country,
Yeah, that's
in
true.
Japan, like, fucking, you can't get an abortion as a woman without a man's signature.
Yeah.
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 Fucking know that? Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone...
And in this country,
Oh,
like,
God.
you can just kidnap your children if you decide you don't like your husband anymore.
That is legal.
Yeah.
That is
Happens
legal.
all the time to, like, foreign men who are married with a Japanese wife. They'll just come home one day and their kids are gone. And the wife is gone. And they have no, like, right to see their kids anymore.
Yep, that's true. There's a
Huge
massive...
problem right now.
There's a big problem. Like, there's a French man who's, like, doing, like, a massive protest against it.
The French guy, he's protesting near my station. Not my station, but a station over. Like, yeah, like, this shit's bad. Also, in this country, if you're pregnant as a woman and you get divorced, and you're divorced, right, while you're pregnant, you can't get married again for another 6 months.
Yeah.
And then the baby technically belongs to the previous husband. They don't do paternity tests. That's not a thing.
I should be more precise. It made me hate California.
Huh?
He
I
said
hate California, not the States. I should be
I
fair.
love California because I have the right to get abortions and get divorced and marry whenever I want to.
It's not even any of that stuff. It's just the culture. Like,
Why? What's wrong with Californian culture?
I mean, it's probably the States in general, but the pace of life is so fast. And just people's attitudes
You need,
I really don't like.
dude. You need to move to Denver. Then it's like a slower
I
pace
know.
California, except like you have mountains and snow, which you said you love. So you just need to come out here. As for myself, I like the fast pace. I'm a SoCal person. I'm in the dip of the. I'm like fucking hustling when that comes to that shit. Entertainment business, I know that shit fucking works. I have people who work in that. I know people who work in entertainment. I know fucking people who work in games. I know people who work in fucking everything from just my travels. Like, I was telling Sam the other day, I had a guest on, this is episode 10, who I was introduced to through my friend who writes the shit fix I talked about earlier. And she is the chief creative officer of a culture website that also does a lot of Star Wars stuff, but also she started archery like 5-6 months ago, and she won 2 high-level, top-of-the-line things doing traditional Indo-Persian archery. Fucking awesome guest, awesome person. Anyone who wants to listen about perspectives on shit, do that. Also, something tragic happened to her, and she's in my prayers. And I can tell you guys what it is in private. It's like horrible what happened. And it's because of that friend.
Alive?
No, she's alive. But it was horrible.
Jesus.
You can ask me about it later. But
Trauma, man.
Japanglish, yes.
Got trauma.
Yeah, that shit's heavy. Anyway, it sounds like you guys just like, okay, Japan, yes, it's a soft fascistic country. It's the farthest you can go as a liberal democracy with a one-party state.
Dude, so fucking fascist.
It is. It's very bad. And the problem is the only party that could possibly succeed is the communists. And you know, if they ever came into power, the United States is literally going to throw a coup against them. Because that's what our CIA does, and it's historically designed to overthrow different, democratically run socialist systems.
Unless you're China and we rely on you economically.
Well, that's because in the end of the day, China is a state capitalist system that's authoritarian.
They are the most capitalistic country out there.
On the planet, yes.
Communist.
United States is more socialist than fucking China is.
Far more socialist than China. China is so fucking capitalistic, it's disgusting.
I actually talked to Sam about this the other week, describing my definition of socialism. He said, that's not a bad idea. So, Ashton, do you want to hear my definition of what socialism is?
Yes.
I'm gonna grab water really quick.
Okay. No, because he knows what I'm going to say, so it's fine. Okay,
Yep. I'll leave you here.
so I'm a syndicalist. This means I believe that workers should own where they work in the form of strong unionism. Everything is a union and everything is based on contractual basis between different parties. So let's say all of the Starbucks workers were part of a Starbucks union and they all owned their own franchises and everyone had a part ownership of the specific franchise and applied that to every single business. And statistically, worker-run businesses are 3 times more effective in staying in business than privately owned firms. Thus, it's a more stable economic model without breaking the free market model, in so much as it also allows people to have a massive amount of windfall of cash flowing in because they do it. Imagine if you worked at a pizza store that you partially owned along with your other employees, you're all making $78 an hour because you're very popular. That's socialism. Fuck authoritarianism. That's the other point.
It sounds nice and ideal. But
The problem is you're thinking with your brain of it can't possibly work, but the data proves that it does. It literally every single time it's put to practice, it proves it wrong. And if you think it doesn't, you have been indoctrinated by capitalist media.
I like it. I do.
Yeah, that's all you have to say. And you don't have to fight it. You can just say, I like it.
I like it. If only.
Yeah, if only. The problem is we have a massive fucking military of all the world and the nation states fighting us behind. It's difficult.
Complicated.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to cut the heavy shit because that's some heavy dropping of fucking knowledge. So there you go.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So let's get on. So I want to talk about how in different countries, religion is not a big fucking stick up your ass like it is in America. So,
Oh yeah.
first and foremost, because Ashley, me and you will be able to talk about Japan together. I want to give Sam the spotlight as someone who lived in a Northern European country. How is religion approached in a Northern European country?
It's not.
That, like,
It's not. Okay, explain yourself, please.
I did not meet a single religious person my entire time there.
Really?
They were. I mean, I would say most people in Norway are culturally religious. If you get what I mean.
I get
Where
that.
it's, they go to church. Like all my friends were like, yeah, we just go there in like holidays and stuff.
Yep. Right.
So, a lot of gorgeous churches in Norway, though. Like, I went to the cathedral in Trondheim. Yeah. That cathedral is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. But, it's more of like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
So, the only religious issues I ran into is related to immigrants because, Norwegians don't know what the fuck to do with immigrants.
Right.
There's issues like xenophobia and racism and all that, but I think more than anything, the average Norwegian just kind of looks at like immigrant in the Middle East is like, I just don't have any, reference for this. I just don't get it.
Right, because they live in a liberal democracy that's not very religious, and here are these people that come in from an extremely evangelistic, fundamentalist country. Usually.
Yeah, depends. I mean, it's like. It's complicated because it's.
Well,
to be fair, Norwegians probably give like Poles a lot more issues than Middle Eastern people from what I've seen.
Well, yeah, everyone fucking hates the Poles unless you're a Pole, and then you're like, "Fuck you guys, we're awesome."
Yeah, but it's hard. So I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, I saw very little of it. Honestly.
Right. I mean, there you go.
It's not really a thing.
Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah.
now, Ashlyn, both you and I have lived in Japan. Myself on 2 occasions. You over the course of now a year and a half. What is the Japanese approach to religion?
oh, we're not.
Yeah.
And like, you'd be like, oh, but don't you go to the shrine? Don't you go to the temple?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, yeah. Aren't you religious? No.
Yep. There you go. So here's the
like-
thing. Oh, go ahead.
religion's a Western thing, right? That's like the big thing is that they think Christianity. They're not think. It's like that construction we have of like religion, right? That's not a Japanese thing. They don't have this idea of like, oh, this is Judaism, blah blah blah, blah. Or this, it's more of a cultural
It's not-
thing. That they don't
Exactly.
classify it.
It's not spiritual. It's just actions, like traditional actions that you do. It's
Mhm.
like putting up the Christmas tree at
Yeah.
Christmas. We're not fucking always Christian. We just do it because we do it every year. That we go to the shrine every year at New Year's because that's what you do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Right?
and
you're
Christmas
not
trees are fun.
you're not religious, but you do religious actions without thinking about the religiosity.
Significance and
It's like going to church on Easter, Christmas, and whatever the fuck the third one is.
I think it depends. It's maybe
I don't
religious
know.
from an external viewpoint, but I don't think that's how the people.
Yes, exactly. Christmas in Japan is a date night, and it's a KFC night, and it's a cake
I
night.
love it.
I love that too.
Yo, okay, can we talk about, because I'm curious about this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but it's like, what's like snack food like in Japan?
Great.
I'm really curious about this. Yeah, 'cause
Awesome.
I've heard great things, but I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? My favorite snack was a fucking pizza chip.
Pizza chip?
Yeah, so it's a chip where instead of like dust, like flavoring dust, they take
Yeah.
like kind of like a sauce and a cheese and they put it on the chip and it tastes like you're eating like a margarita pizza.
Oh,
And it's really good. It was my favorite snack that was like salty. You gag, but it's fucking good.
what was your favorite snack, Ashlyn?
I still live here.
What is your favorite
No,
snack?
but-
Excuse me.
That is why you asked
Um,
that. Yeah, it's in present tense.
I often get like sandwiches from the conveni, but
Yeah.
Japanese wise, you can get onigiri, you can get maki, which is like a roll, but inside it's just some tuna. Right.
Mm.
Natto's pretty good. Some people hate natto, so natto's like these smelly, sticky beans.
It's fermented
there's-
soybeans.
Yeah, super healthy, but I like it.
That's the prefectural pride of where I used to live in Ibaraki. Everyone eats natto beans there. And I think it tastes like sewage.
Yeah, but there's certain kinds of natto. Ow, I just pulled my earring out.
That's what my family said when they came to Norway and they tried brown cheese, which is brunost. It's like a very Norwegian thing. A lot of younger Norwegians don't like it, but it's more an older Norwegian thing. But I really liked it. Yeah. So, of course, the big snack, I would say the most iconic snack food in Norway is waffles. So.
I can see
What?
that. I like that.
Oh,
That's
gosh,
great.
there's literally like waffle stalls all over Oslo, where I was living, all over. And it's not like a Belgian waffle, like with syrup and shit. It's more of like a sweetbread almost. And then you take like berries and or ice cream or brunost or whatever you want, and then you put it on it, and then you eat it like a hot dog almost, but instead it's a waffle.
So basically, like, it's a Norwegian taco.
Yeah, they're really good. Like, I was raving about it the entire time I was in Norway. Then my family came over and we were traveling around, and they had it for the first time at the Ship Museum, which has a waffle stand right next to it. And they were like, "Oh my god, I get what you were talking about." I'm like, "Aren't they so fucking good?" Ugh.
That's a very strong statement.
I've made them here, and with Bruno's, and it made me super happy.
Nice.
Mm.
Like cafes here, people really like bread. People love bread here.
People do love bread in Japan. It's a little crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of gross how much you're eating bread. Like we eat bread like people here eat rice, right? It just goes with the meal, right?
Yeah.
It's that filler. But here people eat bread like it's the best fucking thing.
Dude.
It's sliced bread. Whoa, that's funny.
Ah.
It's bread. Seriously though, like what?
Wow, it got really punderful in here. There you
Okay,
go.
mom and dad.
Hey,
And
says the oldest person on the fucking podcast.
Am I?
Yes.
How old are you?
Wait. How old are you, Ashley?
Oh, my birthday's coming up. Don't you remember? What age am I turning?
26?
Yeah.
Fuck, I am the oldest.
Yeah. Yes,
God
you
damn it.
are.
Another day closer to death.
It's Old
Wonderful.
Man Sam and the Youngins podcast.
Yo, it's funny when I went to my buddy's party on Friday because he's 21, so there's a bunch of people who were like in their early 20s, and I'm just like,
You're the old.
you're fucking children.
That's exactly how. When I see high school students, okay. So I saw this great meme, and it's a SpongeBob meme. So it's just like when you see high schoolers as a kid, and it's like, they're fucking aggressive and mean. They look like they're all muscled up, and then like how you see high schoolers as an adult, and it's like. And it shows like a little guy on like a little tricycle riding around because they don't know what they're doing.
Okay, they're adorable until I had an instance where I was walking with a friend when we were like in our I think it was back during SB, so I was like 24 and she was the same age. Mm-hmm. And some clearly 17-year-old drove by in a really fancy car and literally did the thing where he slows down and just stares at her. And then he didn't notice me just giving him an evil eye. And then he saw my face, and I'm like, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. If you start driving off, I'm gonna take a shoe at your car.
Hey,
you're full on creeping.
Do you guys want to? Oh no, she dropped again. Oh no. All right, I will. Okay, so Sam, do you want someone to make you feel young? Our guest, one of our viewer who is watching and commenting so eagerly, Condor, wants to come on the show. Do you guys want him to come on the show? This is someone I've known since elementary school. You'll meet him. You want? Okay, yeah. Raise your hand if you want him to come on. Bring him on. Bring him on. All right.
No, you're not welcome.
That's not nice.
Bring him on.
All right, cool. Let me see here. Let's see. I just have to. There we go.
This is soda, by the way, not beer. To be clear.
No worries, man. No one is.
Ooh,
there we go. Here he is. Oh. So he's also a streamer.
Legend.
He actually does VTubing.
All right, turn down the stream.
Hey. Yeah. So there you go. This is Condor.
Are you smoking or is that an incense? Or a vape? Humidifier.
It's a humidifier. Oh. Are you smoking?
Are you smoking?
Are you smoking?
I've been a little under the weather.
So, okay.
No, it would have been so good if you just turned around and picked up an actual fire.
Fire. I have fire.
I have it right here.
Fire.
That's funny. So how you doing, man? Thank you. By the way, thank you for being consistently on the stream.
I've moved to outside now.
You've moved.
I was inside. Now I'm outside, where Chase usually is.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Chase is his older brother. Yeah.
So how are you guys?
I will leave that to my guests to answer.
Yankee.
I want to be done with applying for my master's. That's it.
I'm working on getting through manufacturing engineering right now. So just the BS right now. So
still,
I feel that.
Dude, once you get that finished though, you're gonna be like in a job so quick because like people who get bachelors of science just get fucking STEM, man. They just love getting money to you guys.
Are you getting a bachelor's? How old are you?
27 as of April. Am I older?
Old people.
Yes. Yes.
There you go. The Alliance.
It took me a while to get through community college just because I had no idea where I was going. So not the worst thing you can do. And then I took 2 years off. And now I'm at Cal Poly Pomona.
Oh, I toured there. They're nice. It's a nice place.
They've got a really nice. Yeah, it's so weird. It gets so hot, and then it gets really rainy and cold,
That's such a dichotomy.
Yeah, it's very weird for a Californian to like have seasons.
Yes.
Like,
This is something we all
I
can
can't
agree
wear
on.
flip-flops. I can't wear my flip flops.
Oh
Like,
man.
Right?
I like hot summer and I like cold summer. And when real seasons happen, now that I've experienced, I'm like, I want to go back to paradise.
Right?
That was Norway because they have actual fucking seasons, and that was really weird for me.
Hey,
I was talking to my buddy, my friend in the UK, and she's like, "Why are you so freaked out by fall?" I'm like, "We don't have seasons in California. We have hot, and then hot, and then a little less hot, then a little less hot, and then a little hot and hot."
Yep.
Hot.
It's the cycle.
It is the cycle.
Yeah, like I have a winter coat. Like I got a fucking pea coat. Look at this.
I have a
shit.
pea coat. I have a pea coat. I freaking left it in Texas when I took the
Just
2 years
seem like
off
the place
because
to
there's
wear it.
nothing here that gets that cold unless you're NorCal or in Oregon.
I need to get it.
So-
I need to get it for this year because
Oh, I look fancy in it.
30 inches of snow in March. Fuck that. I'm preparing for next winter.
I want to
You can't do a pea coat in that though.
Take out your brother.
Showtime saying California for the win. Absolutely. She went to New York recently.
Who?
Oh yeah, she was
Who
weirded
was
out by
that?
the humidity.
Showtime is a friend who I made through the Brony community, and she is a VTuber. Yeah, she makes a lot of art for that community. She says she hated New York because of the humidity. Showtime, don't go to Japan. Don't go to Florida.
I actually don't mind humidity.
That's
Very
rare.
weird.
That's rare for a Californian.
I do like dry heat though. So like not too hot humidity, but like either I'll go for like a really hot dry heat or a 80s humidity. 80s and humid.
Oh,
I know.
dude, I can't. No, no.
I could stand that.
Ugh. I if it gets above like
Your
7.
hands up like this again. Some
I'm gonna admit, when I came back from Norway,
You want to check out my pecs? I've been working on them.
degrees, I died.
I want to do this because I'm proud of this. So I have lost
let's
20
see your weight
pounds.
loss.
Oh, the hentai shirt.
Wow, that actually looks
Ooh,
great. Look at
that's
you.
You look like when you were just a boy.
Yeah, back when I feel like I was a boy since I'm technically lighter than I was in high school now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
So who is everyone here from California?
Mhm.
California.
And the-
Technically not,
have you
but I was
ever owned-
raised there.
Okay, good. Have you ever owned an umbrella? Like maybe when
No.
you were young or in high school?
Yes.
Did you own an umbrella?
Yes, I did.
I did not.
No.
Of course.
No. Sam, no. How about you?
Nope.
Condor.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. He has two. He has two umbrellas. He's overly prepared.
In here, just
Did
in
you
here.
own one before?
Yes.
Or did you have one in high school?
There you go.
Ju- in
Tustin
high school,
gang
yes.
represent.
Before that, no.
All right, Condor.
Okay.
Is it okay to use your real name, or do you want to just go by your internet handle?
Just keep it with Condor
I'll
because
keep it with
I'm
Condor.
used to addressing being addressed like that. So
All right, respect
Wait,
his privacy.
Alright.
Don't. We're not gonna dox him.
Mr. Door.
Mr. Door.
no, don't make that a thing.
Connie's the door.
He's the doorman.
Condor or Captain. It's
Captain.
never been Door.
Captain Connie.
I've been
King of
made
Door.
fun of for like it's
Sure.
it's condom. Never Mr. Door.
Condor, do you
Mr.
live
Door.
in a condo?
Huh? No, I don't. I live in a full-blown house. I'm moving into a suite come August 18th, and there's quite the packing behind the curtain over there
I get that. That makes sense.
going on.
Dude, I love
And
your.
I've got to fit it in.
I love your setup, by the way, because you have those curtains to block off light so it doesn't, like, hit you. Like, I really need to invest in getting lights for my face. Because you can see, like, right here and right here, because my forehead is shining as shit, that it's like, I need lights to cover the light that's coming in here or from the window.
Good lighting is everything, honey. You gotta
That's true.
like that.
But once I start the V-tubing, that's not going to be a problem until I just keep doing these podcasts because I'm doing it face to face.
It sounds like a woman's part.
More like.
V-tube.
V-tube.
That's fun.
Oh, should I change to the
God.
You know
VTuber?
anatomy.
Do you guys want him to be a VTuber? That'd be fun. Show him your model for a second, if you can. I don't know if you can do it.
I need to open that up.
So VTubing is when you use face recognition technology to create an artificial model on the screen that tracks your face, so you don't have to be face to face when you stream.
I'm probably gonna have to disconnect from the call and rejoin because it will.
What
give
about
me a minute.
VTubing? We're just talking about this stuff. Should we invite my other friend on, who is currently making my rig?
Yo, I'm down.
Okay.
We can make it a party.
Yeah, true.
I already had
she's-
that on Friday. But I'm
She says she's busy. She can't. She says she can't. She wants to.
Oh, sad face.
Yeah, that's kind of... Well, there you go. You will see Condor's VTuber rig in a second. Oh, wow. Right. Because, okay, so Showtime works at Disneyland. And she has her first day back tomorrow, so she has to rest. That makes sense.
Disney doing what? Like,
I'm pretty sure she works in like restaurant services in Blue Bayou, but I don't know if they've moved her.
Oh my god, my parents love that.
There you go. There he is. That's his
Oh my
VTuber
God.
rig.
Yes. So I look more presentable. It's very weird, I know.
if you're unfamiliar with the concept, yes, it is a little strange, but I mean, like, there you go.
Hmm.
Yes,
I'm
the
familiar with
Blue
it.
Bayou. Yes.
My eyes are rolling back into my head because I'm kind of looking up at the screen to look at you guys.
Oof. Well, if you feel like you want to just go back into like the live action stuff, that works too. Because now you've done.
No, I like the uncomfortable feeling you guys are getting.
I'm not uncomfortable. I watch VTubers all the time.
Yes, you look very uncomfortable right now. By all the weird moves.
All the weeb shit.
Oh.
That's true. That's true. When you VTube, no one knows you're in your pajamas, so you can do it.
Right?
Yeah, so it's like easy. That's true.
That is the whole reason is because I'm not gonna look presentable at all times.
I hated it.
Well, you know, Ashlyn, here's the thing. So you know my picture in the Discord thing? How it's like a cute little guy? That's going to be my rig. Did you not see my picture?
2.5G?
Oh, well,
Is it
I mean, like, that's a
2.5G?
rough sketch, but, like, you'll...
Oh.
If you have, like, my Discord picture for my profile, if you look
I
at it,
don't have a picture.
you can add one. Sam has one.
It-
Condor has one. I have one.
Yeah.
You should add a picture.
Okay.
Let me see if I can go back to... Because switching back to it should be fine. There's my picture.
There you go. Yeah, you see it's literally a condor.
No, it's not a condor, but that's what I like the best. It is an ossifrage or a bearded vulture.
That sounds cool, though!
I know. It's the original Latin is ossifrage for bone breaker because it would take like dead carcasses and then drop them from high up to break the bones and then it'd eat the marrow.
Sam's just like, yeah, that's a metal bird.
Right? And then it coats itself in clay as like makeup to get that red hue. It's normally a white bird.
There you go. The world has learned even animals put on makeup. So, is makeup
Yeah.
important for animals? Probably.
Probably. Let me
Yeah,
see.
my Discord profile picture is actually something from D&D where I was playing a dwarf and I was trying to hide and I was in the open, so I just like covered myself in snow and pretended to be a snowman. It did not work, but it was very funny. Yeah.
I get
So
that.
if you actually look at it, it's like a helmet inside a bunch of snow.
There you
I have
go.
a funny D&D little story. I also have what's the bird race
Aarakocra.
for?
Aarakocra.
I had one of those in D&D.
Oh, I like this picture. That's an
And I made
Eric. It's a
this.
painting of an Aarakocra.
Yes.
That's
this
nice.
This is my D&D painting of my character Condor that had like a tragic backstory where he basically was an Aussie Frage, Eric Cochran, much taller than he's supposed to be, of like 6 foot something,
Right.
and had like a tragic backstory that he traded places with his friend Condor, so he wears a black cloak and dons like a costume like a condor, but is underneath a Aussie Frage.
Well,
So,
there you go. The
backstory.
deep lore. The
the
deep
deep lore
lore.
behind my D&D.
Nice.
Yeah, I just shared in the Discord we were in. I just shared pictures of some of the D&D characters my buddy drew because my DM went to art school.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
One of those is extremely familiar to me. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Whoa! Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Blitz.
first picture you can see, Ashlyn, is my character I'm playing right now.
First one is
I'm
that Blitz.
changing my picture.
Oh, well,
Oh.
if you
Change it
disconnect
now.
again, we'll be able to see it, and that's exciting. That's cool. Man, I'm like so happy. Like this has been like a solid fucking podcast so far, but
What
so
is
many
it,
different
going on
shit.
2 hours?
Yeah, we're getting close to
Oh,
2
10
hours
minutes.
now.
10 minutes till 2.
I mean, for
The
you guys,
longest I've seen you stream.
that's not true. I've done a 4-hour stream.
A 4-hour stream.
Okay,
Oh,
shut up.
oh.
Shut up. That's awesome.
It didn't
I love
show
it.
for me.
That's so good.
I love it. It's Ashton Kutcher when he was just a babe.
He was a baby.
That's how I
Ash.
remember him.
He's baby
That's how I remember
Ash.
him.
Baby Ash. Baby
Hey.
Ashton.
That's great.
Naive Ashton.
All right, I'm gonna have to
D&D
do
is what got me through quarantine.
what? What was that, Sam?
D&D was what got me through quarantine. So I'm looking through all this old stuff. Because
Yeah.
it's like everyone, all my buddies were like, yeah, none of our jobs are going on, and for once we're not busy, so we played D&D literally once a week,
That's awesome,
the
man.
entirety. It was awesome.
Funny
It was so
enough,
fun to do.
none of my people that were playing back when I first started were running a campaign during COVID. Like
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, they all got busy with jobs that were paying less than they should just to have a job,
Right.
Yeah.
because some of them were like at that age, like freshly 18, that needed something to do,
Yeah.
or they'd get yelled at, even though they'd get paid more during COVID for unemployment.
That sucks.
Mhm.
Who
Yeah.
was gonna yell at
Yeah.
them?
It was,
Mom?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That's
more,
what you get when
probably
you
more
live
their
at
dad.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So I have a good idea for a segment while I go and take another piss because currently my bladder is the size of a peanut this evening. So we have 3 D&D veterans and a D&D nooblet who did 1 or 2 campaigns now. So to the 2 D&D veterans, including myself, let us ask Ashlyn how she enjoyed her first D&D campaign last year when we had an online campaign. I'm very curious, and I give it to you guys.
So Ashlyn,
I like
D&D? Question mark.
Yeah.
What?
Tell us about your
I
character.
enjoyed it, but guys, fucking confused.
What?
You're
I
breaking
was
up
a warrior.
Mhm.
I don't know.
there.
I think I was a human, and
Human.
yeah, and I was a fighter or something. What's it called? The person that fights.
Warrior.
Yeah,
Fighter, brawler, barbarians, kinda. I mean, depends on
That
what
would just
class,
be
what
fighter.
rule set you're going with.
I
I was like
I think
fighter.
we can ask Nick, but I bet she was playing 5th edition D&D, so I assume it would be fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
was
played
like the
mostly
muscle.
Pathfinder 3.5. Pathfinder 1st edition.
I
Excuse me.
But I think I was like my backstory was raised by dragons, and I think I had like sorcery powers. But I also hated elves because elves killed my family, so I was like low key anti-elf. But then one of the obviously we had a couple elves, and one of the elves was played by my friend Mel. And like we started low key flirting with each other, so I was starting to fall for this elf lady, even though I hated elves. So it was really funny. And I was a raging alcoholic, so I'd be super trash while I'm like fighting.
Just like IRL.
One of the things that was like Condor's quirk was he pretended not to know English and parroted any words that he'd find. And one of the people just said drugs.
Sorry, I had to do that.
And he latched on to drugs. So every time an opportunity presented itself, drugs? Do you want some drugs?
Like that meme. Drugs.
Yes.
No one invited you. Drugs.
Drugs?
Yeah.
And he found
Speaking
some
of-
mushrooms, and here's the thing.
No.
He was a monk, so he could sleight of hand
I'm gonna have to listen back.
throw
to this.
mushrooms into people's mouths and have them trip without them knowing it. Stealth in hand. Then he would drug people just randomly just before a trip, so that they would have to throw Constitution saving throws throughout like the journey. Otherwise, some trippy stuff would happen to them.
This podcast does not condone the throwing of psychedelic mushrooms into people's mouths to get them to be disoriented and be able to beat them in battle.
Yes, I do not condone that either, but it was very funny to do for an inconsequential campaign.
Yeah.
Please
I
do not
remember-
drug your friends.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's not cool, guys.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah.
Yes, Sam!
Whoa, throwing
Yeah, drug
shade.
You only drugged me. I'm just
Did I
messing.
drug you?
No.
You
but
gave
did
him
just randomly
alcohol
walk in my
that
party
is
today
considered a
with a
depressant.
friend and
That's
got me
true.
extremely drunk and slept on my bed.
Oh, I have to tell a story.
Yeah.
All of the nights of getting drunk at Ashlyn's apartment, every time I would wake up, I would have the most sore back from that shitty couch you guys had. My back would hurt so fucking much. I'd be like, oh my god, I feel like I'm fucking 80 years old. This couch is bullshit. The only positive was your cat, rest in peace, Flappers, who made my day.
Aw,
Aw.
he was such a good boy.
That was a good cat.
He was.
He would have some nasty ass farts, but, he was a good cat.
Very.
He was old, though. I don't know how cat years work compared to human years, but there you go.
He was 20, so he was in his like hundreds.
He was like,
least he's nice.
he was like, Mother, I'm I'm sorry, but I couldn't quite digest what you gave me for lunch the other day. I can hear it over the fucking signal.
Who's it? Is that me? Please don't tell me it's
That's
me.
me.
Yeah, it makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
I remember though, going back to D&D, that my first character that I played, because I did a bunch of really short things, and I did an actual campaign, was a barbarian, the most stereotypical barbarian you could ever do. But I rolled obscenely well on his stats, and because of that, throughout about 3/4 of the campaign, he was the strongest member of the party by a large amount. And in the first town we were in, one of the things he did was he punched a guy so hard he punched the guy into the ceiling. He also did things such as jump off a flying cart we had hundreds of feet, and then only took about half of his HP, and then swam to the island we were going to, which was several miles away, because that was his style.
Okay, but did he belly flop?
Yes, absolutely.
I have to now tell my first character story. So,
Do it.
imagine a baby D&D player Nick walking into his first campaign extremely nervous. He made a wizard, and his wizard's name was very illustrious. His title and name was Firecrotch. Now, Firecrotch entered the campaign with the most high of distinctions, earning his name by right in the middle of the campaign's fire. I poofed out of existence, and they put their sword to my throat, and they said, "Why should we kill you right now?" And what I did, I saved my life with a little bit of prestidigitation. I did the most classic wizard trick you can do. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-na-da-da-da-da-da, da-na-da-da-da-da-da. And that's how I didn't cut. And that's how my character didn't get sliced. Oh, you got your beer delivery.
Beard delivery.
There you go. If it was a beer delivery, that would be a quite different delivery service.
I just blew a beard on your face.
Sure.
All right, I have a topic suggestion because I need some help.
For sure.
I'm writing for this like thing in my work. It's a certain class where I have to write like this like article type of thing or a situation and discuss, right? So I'm supposed to write this like today.
I know exactly what she's talking about.
The ethics of superpowers. This is the topic I chose. So I need some help. So help me discuss. Let's discuss the ethics of superpowers. Are superpowers ethical? Is it ethical for like someone like Superman to be able to go around and just like fight bad guys in all these different countries without any consequences, right? Is it ethical that people can be stopped by someone who's so super? Is that some weird power imbalance, right? What do you think? Ideas.
I'm gonna start out and probably be the no in the group because I don't know. I need to think about how to put this in words, but essentially no. My answer is no. Come back to me on the why though, so I can like form a sentence here. Because I'm not good at like on point.
On the spot articulation.
Yeah.
I get
if you
that.
can't tell.
All right, I will give you your time. I'll take another approach. So the question is, are superpowers ethical, or are superheroes ethical in their use of their superpowers? Both. I would say that superpowers are ethical in relation to the actions that the individual performs, which is, I know, the most hands-off, fucking balanced answer you can do, but here's my thought, is that, let's say you have a superpower that's totally innocuous. Like, I have the ability to make this beer can float, but that's my only superpower, is I can make beer cans float in the air. So is my superpower ethically good? Now, if I'm a drunk person, it's a very bad ethic thing, because then it makes it really easy for me to get drunk and cause bad things in society. Now, is it good if I use that to pick up random cans on the street and I'm like recycling shit? Then it's good. Now, if I'm Superman, that's where it gets into a can of worms, because Superman has the power to fly. He can pick up things that are 1,000 times bigger than him. He has laser beam eyes. I think Superman should be punted off to Mars, because he does not deserve to be that powerful. And that's a strong stance. But I think innocuous superpowers are... Yeah, well, okay. But I'm just saying, like, overly powerful superheroes should be restricted, while people who have powers that are completely innocuous to society are ethically sound, because it depends on the context of the user.
Discrimination.
I'll
Superman's just a refugee.
All right. I know. He's a Jewish person who survived the Holocaust, and he's the hero of that. Okay. I just think Superman is... Well, I mean, think about it. Superman's origin was being the Ubermensch.
Einstein, don't use your powerful brain for anything, because that's not fair. The rest of us aren't as smart as you.
See, this has gotten to a context of like hard like cell ethics, in which case I have to defend my point. We're just fucking egregious now, apparently.
I'm gonna take Nick's point and say the powers themselves can't be unethical, because it's like their powers, they don't have a will, they don't, it's how they use them.
It's all...
So if you were gifted these powers, it's about using them.
Great power comes great responsibility.
Very true. The old adage by Spider-Man is on point.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair? Like,
it's not fucking fair at all. But that's not the question. It's not about equity.
Like, and will it cause imbalance in the world, in the universe? There's always this question in these superhero movies. Like, once there's a superhero, a supervillain will arise, right? Something to tip the scale back into balance, right?
So would you say then it's
this super ultra powerful person?
Then
just like fighting like regular criminals.
So you would say then like then it's ethically the smart choice is to completely hide your superpowers, so that supervillain to counteract yourself is to not do it. Which is what I'm saying is, if it's an innocuous, inane power that has no purpose other than some stupid task, then yes, it's unethical. Now, if it's something as stupid as, I have the power to levitate aluminum cans, then it's like, oh, that's probably not dangerous. That makes him a good fucking supervisor at like the YMCA to give the kids Coca-Cola.
You could be a superhero like Superman if you remained in hiding. Like, I think it's the idea that people see your actions, that it's become more real and that it's become more unethical, right? It's like the hidden like power, like
hidden balance. The guy that
like,
protects you from all the nuclear bombs that are actually going off, but he's out there veering them off course, and nobody knows, and they can't say anything, because then that would show that there's conflict in the world.
And
that causes a lot of issues too.
I want to hear Sam's point of view, because he's been very quiet on the issue so far. He's just contemplating.
Well, number one, I asked how you define superpowers, because that's the whole thing. Like to go to your point about Einstein, it's just having IQ a superpower.
I don't think so.
But why not?
Well, yeah, why not? Why isn't Einstein?
Because in the realm of reality, does that make Jeff Bezos, who is a smart man, or Elon Musk, who's a smart man, a superhero? No, they're turd bag fucking Twitter bombers.
Villain.
Of like certain things, those were not reality before he had them. So like, if someone just came out and started flying, that would become the new reality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just think about, sorry to like use anime, but I'm thinking about My Hero Academia, where like every single person.
It's a very great example of a good. Yes, that's a great.
It's I kind of agree that it's like there's nothing wrong with powers themselves. It's how people use them, but it's also I don't know if I buy into the whole because there will be a superhero, there will be a supervillain thing. I don't know about that.
Ooh.
I agree with that
Wow.
too.
I think
don't-
it'd flip our entire society on its head.
Yeah.
no
that's the thing.
question. Like,
It,
do
it
you
would
know?
have to be. It couldn't exactly go back to law and order and justice being brought down by cops.
Here's the thing: is that if you think about it, if let's say super beings came into being right now, right? Like how in My Hero Academia, there was a random glowing baby, and then boom, everyone had a quote unquote a quirk, as it's called in that anime. Now, here's my thought: is that okay? That's going to end racism on a skin-based level, because immediately the majority of the populace is going to be like, holy shit, there are freaks that are mutants that are given these powers that puts them above us. Let's exterminate them all so they don't exist. I can see that happening. Legitimately.
No, I
Yes!
don't
I would
agree
say-
with you.
Yeah,
I
I
would say
disagree.
that even if there was,
I'm a realist. That's how I
mutants,
say that.
Even if there was mutants, I'm sure there would be those people that were like, I hate mutants, but I also feel
But it's-
uncomfortable around black people. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, you got
Well,
me.
It would just evolve to include more sections of it.
yeah.
Hmm.
If anything,
don't
it's
think
like, yeah,
We're
think
literally
one of
having
the
a
big
conversation
issues-
that Stanley had in the 1970s.
yeah.
It's like the thing that comes to mind with superpowers
It
that
gets.
I think the big issue is that well the TLDR issue like that's the center of everything is that it's you can't regulate these people like you can normal people
You have to
because
have
Right.
a
they
Batman.
they have the ability to resist you in such ways that you are probably well with like Superman with our people it'd be a lot more difficult at least but that you can't
Yeah.
really place these punitive or controlling forces in society which make sure that if people are committing heinous acts that they're stopped or mitigated or blah 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 not to say that societies are necessarily good at that but that's the issue is how do you regulate these people if can you regulate them and if you can't regulate them should they be allowed a place in the society
That's
Yeah,
fair.
like, are they all just anarchists, right? They're technically like going
They're
against
breaking the law.
government, doing things,
Yeah.
breaking the law,
They're vigilantes. Here's the thing: is like
and they even be like
for every Superman, there is a Captain Boomerang.
yeah I like Captain Boomerang.
I like Captain Boomerang too. I just saw a video from Shadiversity where he shows like what a real boomerang is, like a throwing stick. Oh my god! Apparently, these things are big enough where I can see like, yes, that can break a kangaroo's neck. Watch that video; it's incredible. But like,
I can't. I'm sorry to go into like a completely different tangent, but the whole community with like medieval arms and armor and history and stuff, I can't stand them anymore.
I can
I
understand.
can't
that.
do it.
I don't like
They're
watching.
so nitpicky to like in such a douchebag way. Like,
Wait,
and,
what?
And it's like half the time, too, these videos that they do, they're just
This is a
wrong,
Sam rant.
but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's so cringe. I can't watch this stuff anymore. It's just, I think the community is really toxic.
All right, so back to superheroes now.
Anyway, sorry.
You gotta have a Batman to the Superman to balance out and have somebody that is a justice that has a counter to each superhero if you want to maintain
So the
a just society.
So the counter to an exemplary individual is a rich playboy trust fund kid who got trained by ninjas. That's what you're saying?
Batman
no,
is the most
it's his
believable
mentality.
No,
of
I agree.
superhero.
He has
Yeah, I know.
kryptonite and a counter for everybody.
That's true.
But it doesn't have to be Batman.
That's true.
But
That's
it could
true.
be
But-
just
but-
another Superman that has.
Yeah.
The only way we could have a Superman is an actual Superman. Like, we couldn't have a Captain America. Steve Rogers just couldn't be because he's too perfect.
Well, yeah, that's
I don't think that would ever exist from Earth if we were gonna have some like perfect superhero. It would be like Superman, someone from a different planet.
Who
I
are you
don't
saying
think
is
humans are
perfect?
capable.
because now we're angling into the Marvel territory, which I think is very
Yeah, I'm just-
smart because I think Marvel is much
Because-
more nuanced than
Yeah,
DC is
yes.
in this term of like topic.
Yes.
See, this is the thing, is that I don't think Captain America is anywhere near perfect hero. You know, not even
No.
close. I don't think he would view himself that way. So,
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing is that
He
all
can't
of
be
Captain
anywhere-
America's Captain is perfect. He has no flaws.
no, absolutely
Except
not.
maybe he's a little naive,
Absolutely
but
not.
that's
He has
Captain-
so many flaws.
Captain
Oh,
America's
okay.
flaws are that he is an idealist.
What about Hail Hydra?
I wouldn't say he's.
What
an
about
idealist
Hail
at the end of
Hydra?
the
Come
film.
on, man. Let's all get
He's not
past
idealist at
that
the end of
point
the
in the
film.
comics. Yes, I know.
Comics are different.
5 years ago, Captain America was a Nazi. We can all recognize this as being a part of the comics, but not the MCU Captain America that a majority of people know at this point.
Yeah.
and that's
I
what I'm talking about.
honestly don't care about comics.
All right, Ashlyn, go.
What?
You-
What?
I'm just saying it's like we're all talking over each other. So I just
Yeah.
want to like let's
One at a time.
coordinate what
Bring-
we're talking about.
Bring the talking stick.
Here is the
the-
peace stick. Talk with it. Yeah, exactly. Spread it along.
I don't have anything to say.
No, it defeats the purpose of the talking stick. No, but I think
I don't know.
so. Ashlyn, does this help you? Because I know exactly what class you're talking about and what lesson you're writing. I know exactly what you're fucking talking about, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want to release any data and I don't want to do anything about that. But this is clearly that lesson, and you're giving it to corporate.
Well, can I ask a question? I don't watch Hero Academia,
Yeah.
so like, what's going on there with those powers? Can you give me a rundown, somebody?
I can do it. Unless Condor, do you want to go at it or do you want me to do it?
You go ahead. I'm up to date on the manga.
I'm not even
so
up to date on the manga, but like I can tell like the gist. So
Go for the gist.
imagine a global wide. Okay, so take X-Men, but everyone has powers, and the government has a specific organization in every country to regulate hero things, and it's specifically taught in a manner where specifically in My Hero Academia, where the proper route to become a hero is entirely based around an education system and like training school. Imagine like instead of training school when you're 14 years old after graduating middle school to become like a welder or something, you do it to become a superhero. And that's the whole gist of it.
Sky High.
Well, one more time?
Sky High.
It's
Never
yes,
said
it is.
Sky
It's literally Sky High but with mutants. And everyone,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty
and
much.
everybody.
Everyone, yes.
Everybody but a select
It's
few.
like
There are still people
Some
that don't
pe-
have some.
For example, the main character's whole shtick is he doesn't have a superpower because one of his pinky toes is extra long. But then he gains the superpower because he eats the hair of the greatest superhero of the planet, because that superhero's power is passed on from person to person based on their character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's weird.
Animated.
Yes, it's anime logic. Don't worry about it.
Blech. Okay.
It's a lot better than it sounds.
It is a lot better than it sounds.
Let me
Yes.
just say,
I
the
know.
hair was from his head, nowhere else.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. Yes, that's a good That's a good. Yes, it's head hair. It's not what else.
Context.
Yes,
Context.
context is key.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So everyone has these superpowers, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
But are there villains? There has to be villains, yeah.
Absolutely.
Or are they
Yes.
fighting monsters?
Absolutely.
When people go bad.
Their-
so
their
that's like
motivation's
because
a little
everyone
bit
has
weird.
powers. Everything is like if you're a bad person, you're gonna be a villain, just like you would be a criminal. So
Well,
it's
that's
just basically what with powers.
That's exactly it. You have to understand it comes from a Japanese context of like the outsider versus the insider, and like following the path society would want you to do versus breaking that mold, which is why the villain's motivation is based around. Honestly, the villains in My Hero Academia are infinitesimally more interesting than the heroes. No question.
True.
Yeah. And their motivations.
Heroes are more likable though.
Of course the heroes are more likable because they're not killing people. But like the villains, and of course this is true for a lot of media. Yeah, Ashlyn.
So there's a lot of deaths. Do you think that there's more death in a world full of superheroes than there is in a world without?
Fucking Toga.
Yes.
Okay,
You
I
gotta go with
respect that.
Toga.
Yeah, Toga's pretty cool. So, okay, don't worry about it. You can ask your kids. You can ask your children about that. Your little students about who Toga is. It's like, what's this in My Hero Academia? And they'll explain it to you. But what? Ashton, one more time, please.
Is the mortality rate higher in a world of superheroes
Probably yes.
and villains?
Probably yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What do you think? Do a lot
Absolutely.
of people die in My Hero Academia?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's a lot more destruction because of these powers. No question.
And it's not. We should keep in mind that it's not just people misusing their powers, but it's people who just make mistakes with them, right?
That's true as well. Because you have to remember
Really?
the
So there's,
accidents. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
The accidents can they ramp up because let's say someone has a flame power and they accidentally cause a flame in their house. You just killed an entire apartment block. So Ashlyn, as someone who lives in Japan, as I would know, having lived there as well, everyone is tightly bound together in a building, with like multiple stories, multiple people. Imagine someone had a flame power and accidentally got out of control. You would die, your neighbor would die, all your flings would die if they were asleep too. And that's the problem with powers is that mistakes happen because people are human and people make mistakes.
Okay, so like that's another thing that I can talk about in this thing that
Yeah.
the amount of people who die is going to be greater because there's all kinds of crazy shit going on, and that's.
Yeah.
But if you have a world where everyone has superpowers, then it's no longer unethical because it's the norm. So the only time superpowers really are unethical is if only a small few have them, and
It's
most don't.
in the world where where everyone has superpowers, i.e., My Hero Academia. There are literally laws set in place because this takes place 70 years after the first super child is born. So there are literal laws in place where you can't use your superpowers in public because you might hurt someone unintentionally. And that's, there you go, ground rules are set. Of course, this is superhero Japan. So maybe superhero America is more laissez-faire. Like, the Second Amendment allows everyone the right to be able to use their superpowers in public. Who knows? Superhero Europe, maybe everyone is required to register at an office and you have to go to the doctor regularly to figure out how to manage it. Again, it's only focused on Japan and the Japanese context. But it's a great thing for you to point out.
Okay.
What?
I was just joking. I was just saying that if Norway had that issue, they would just send all the foreigners to the mountains and just use that as an excuse to let them all die.
That's so fucking dark.
It is, but it's true.
Ugh.
In one of the instances, they kind of address that concern where it's like there is a villain out there in the MHA world called Gentle. And his whole story is he went through the training to be a hero but couldn't make the cut. For whatever reason, he had a pretty good power, but he couldn't make the cut. And he wanted to help people, and he went through his life still wanting to be a hero, and he sees this opportunity to help somebody that's falling with his powers, and then some other hero, while he's in the middle of using his power, comes in and tries to swoop this person up and save them, but Gentle, using his powers, got in the way of that, and actually made this other person die because he got in the way of another hero. And that's his whole story, where it's like there's a reason you can't use your powers willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Is there's people trained specifically for rescuing people.
Yeah, it's exactly
so
it.
It's like the same problems if you relate that to like vigilantes in real life, right?
Absolutely.
There's a whole spin-off of vigilantes in it too.
There is. It's an entire other comic called Vigilantes, My Hero Academia.
But question, a thought that I'm having based off that is if we compare it to cops we see today, there's a lot of shit cops. So are there shit like superheroes that are
yes, there There absolutely are shit superheroes, and there are great. And here's the other thing, Ashlyn, that is, I think, extremely toxic in that universe is that in this there's a hero ranking system. It's based on popularity, based on your success rate, and because it's run like an independent business firm, and you have fans and you sell merchandise. So basically, you're a professional law enforcement person who doesn't technically work as a cop. You will have these powers. You have an agency where you hire underlings to train them and handle your business. And lastly, you're on a popularity ranking in the whole country to sell your merchandise and other things. So it's also, there's like a corporate thing to it too, which really is kind of scummy when you think about it.
That is like, and that's like, go ahead, Sam.
Go ahead, Ashley. Well, the only thing I was going to add, we're too polite.
That's true.
Kind of like thinking about with like using powers is that, most people are probably not going to have the same control as somebody who's like been trained as a hero, right? It's the difference in my mind between like a random civilian or vigilante guy with a gun, for example, in the States, who doesn't, let's say he doesn't have military training compared to, someone, let's say he was like a Navy SEAL or primary, some type of special forces. He can be a lot safer with his weaponry than the vigilante guy because he knows what the fuck he's been doing. He's been training for all these years and years and years and has the experience. It's kind of what the heroes are, is that they're base special forces. They know what they're doing. While this guy who's, you might want to help people, but, in a lot of states, in a lot of places in the world, right, if you're trying to help out someone, you are liable in some way.
Yes.
Because, so it's just
like the problem even though people are trained,
Yes,
they're
Ashley.
trained and they're supposed to be doing this special ops.
Yeah.
The difference between special ops and these superheroes is that these superheroes are also, as you said, being ranked on popularity. They're in the public eye. They're all over TV. Everyone knows them. People are buying merch of them. All these things. And like we saw, who here watched Winter Soldier? Not Winter. Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yes.
A little bit.
I missed it.
I don't want to like spoil, but like, and I won't say names, but one guy who
he's like, yeah, it's fine.
It goes straight to his head because of the fame. Even though he was a trained special ops guy, he was like an excellent soldier, trained to that his whole life to do that. He let the fame get to his head, and he made horrible mistakes, did horrible things. And so that's
I
also
could
part
use
of that
politicians like that.
power. It's the perception.
Yeah, well, that's why I like that series in general, because it demythologizes the veteran, which we need in a war-obsessed society. And this is me talking about American interventionism, is that we put these people up on a pedestal so much that they're allowed in some context to feel like they can get away with some things. And I feel like that's the same approach to, like, if you had professional heroes, like, that mixed this egoism and this, like, like this, let's call it worship, because, for example, the main mentor character, All Might, who gives his powers to the main character, he is the world's most popular superhero, not even Japan's. Everyone on the planet likes this guy. And in reality, he's, like, you find out, he literally had 12 of his, he got punched in the stomach so hard, he had like 12 of his organs removed, so he's dying. And so that allows him a bit of humility. But when the second person comes up into becoming in power, he is a raging asshole, and his power is being a fire guy. And he just burns a bunch of shit. And I can see Condor smiling a little bit, knowing exactly what I'm talking about. And Sam knows what I'm talking about too. His character's name is Endeavor. And literally, this is a guy who found out he had kids with a woman who had ice powers, and most of his kids had ice powers. He literally mentally abused his kids so hard. One of them faked his own death, and the other one, he got so mad at him that he burned his face off like Zuko from Avatar: The Last Emperor.
Major spoilers.
She doesn't like anime or manga. She's not gonna read it.
Okay.
And that's like 3 or 4 years behind, dude. Don't don't put me on this. If I did a whatever, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, viewers, for spoiling a thing that happened 4 years ago.
I'm not gonna remember.
The anime is coming to that point. It hasn't reached the reveal
Of that happening.
Yes.
If you read the manga, this has happened years ago. And this is why I read manga, and I think manga is the superior form. But that's just me.
I'm too lazy to read manga.
How can you be too lazy to read manga? It's less time conductive. It's less time wasting than watching anime. Yes, Condor.
I have trouble reading 20 pages a day right now.
The thing is, you say that, but like, I'm up to date on Kaiju number 8, and in the 8 chapters that it's taken to like get to where it's at, I think it's only at episode 3. So like, in the time that it would take me to read all of the chapters that they had, I could have probably watched all 3 episodes. So it's kind of
okay. I apologize then. I'm a super reader. I can read. I can read like 100 pages in like an actual heavy text book in like under an hour. So I apologize for being a somewhat elitist and putting that on other people. That is my problem.
You need that ability out of me. It beat the actual crap out of me regarding that.
Yeah.
I needed. In high school, I needed to read manga for my freaking literature class because I can't do blocks of text. It frustrates me.
Yeah, and there you go. Different people.
I have a question.
Yes.
Speak.
Answer?
Okay. I've asked a few people this question. I want to know what you picture when you read. For example, when I read, I think of like different actors that can like, oh, this person fits this role. This is who this role is now. And I actually picture people. I picture all the interactions. That's why I'm a little bit of a slower reader, because I'm trying to read it at actual real life pace, because I enjoy it like a movie in my head. What about you guys?
Nick, go.
Why am I okay, I'm glad that you chose me as the first one, because I also have to take a piss. So I've been having to go to the bathroom very much, but that's because I'm drinking a shit ton of water and a shit ton of beer. Okay, so when I read, it depends on the context of the book. If it is fiction, what I have is a little cinema in my mind that I open it up and I imagine it happen as it is. Now, if it's like a dry, scholastic thing, or it's a biography or something, or shit. Okay, for example, I'm reading the Bhagavad Gita right now. So when I read that, and it's a very heavy philosophical religious book, I'm not imagining the characters in their conversation because it's boring, because it's literally a story about 2 dudes talking in the middle of a war scene. But I think about the concepts, and I think about the feelings behind them. Like, how would I feel if I applied this to my life? But that's a totally different thing from the imagination theater thing that I do for fiction.
And so you picture people. Do you like actually try to think of an actor, a person?
No actor. I do never picture an actor. I want them to be in my mind and original completely.
So you create people.
Yes.
So you must not have a full image.
No,
it must be just more of an idea.
It's a conception. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, how can you create? I mean, are you artistic? Are you able to actually fully create a person?
Oh yeah, no question. Like, let's say you asked me to take a scene in a novel, and Nick, I want you to make this into a piece of art. I could take that, and if you gave me a paintbrush, I could paint the scene out for you as I see it in my mind.
That's wild. I don't create people. I can't.
Yeah.
I don't like to. But that's interesting.
What?
I think for me, the difference is that I don't have like a movie in my head when I'm reading like fiction. It's more just like, I would imagine like an old film, like, you know, like that, like it was going through a camera, but it's just like a bunch of images just kind of like flashing, rather than like a smooth film. It's more like that.
Right.
So,
well, I think I agree. I would say what I do is like vignettes as opposed to like a cinema film.
Yeah. and I'm
Simple
I'm afraid
animations.
Full animation. I like that answer too.
Simple animations of actions
I
in scene context. So like,
yeah.
when a comic book comes to life in a movie where it's like, pow, and you kind of see him
Reach
move
out and then
through the
there's the big
movement.
yeah.
So like he actually does the punch, but then it skips to the next action. That's kind of how I picture it, but mine's a little different. Mine is like I'll build the character based on a description and go based off descriptions of everything, and then my mind will wander building a world around that
That's very
some of
similar
the
to me.
times. So I'll read a block of text that describes some of the world and then spend an hour just thinking of everything around that to build a sort of simulation of the world around that. And it's kind of wibbly wobbly. Some things will de-render in my head, so like I won't have everything all fleshed out and like present in my mind at all times.
Yeah. It's
And
ephemeral.
and it'll kind of wash away as I read the next thing. Um, become kind of black and white. And then you get to like dialogue, and then I struggle. You get to dialogue, I lose track of who is talking like that. I have to read it over and over and over again, where I'm trying to sort out who's talking, because it's not always clear whether or not somebody's like doing a one sentence, then a one sentence, or it's a back and forth of
And
dialogue.
just sorry to interrupt, but I have to go because my father sleeps next to me in the other room, and it's bedtime for him. So
Down to
Ooh.
3.
farewell.
For sure.
Take care, guys.
Have a good
Bye,
one, man. Thank you for
Sam.
hanging out, Sam.
Bye. Good seeing you, Ashley.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay, I want to comment on that.
Yes.
Like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Dialogue, the simulation, the
Kinda like the-
ethereal.
Yeah, I get that. Like, sometimes it's hard to figure out who's talking, but I think that's why I picture them as actual actors, because it makes it easier for me,
Right.
like, to assign things, and it becomes realer. Like, the characters are what's important to me. Building the setting is important too. I take time to do that, but like really it's about knowing who the character is, what they look like, and so then I'm actually picturing this person and their mannerisms, and like especially if I've just watched something. Like I watched Falcon Winter Soldier, and like around the time I started reading, I've been reading Titans or Sirens of Titan. Do you know Sirens of Titan?
No clue.
It's
Sounds sci-fi.
Author's name. It's a sci-fi novel. Set. It was like written in the 60s or 70s. And it's super trippy and funny. But the thing is, like, I started picturing. See, we had these main characters, and then all of a sudden we're on Mars, and we have these new characters. And I've been picturing these new characters as certain people, but I'm starting to slightly suspect the author, Vonnegut is the author. I think he's fucking with me in that these people are actually the other people. I think that it's going to end up that these people that I've already started picturing as different people are going to be revealed to be the original people from the beginning of the novel that were on Earth. And that's going to piss me off because I've been picturing them in a different way. But I also think it's really awesome because people do that, right? You start envisioning a character in some kind of way, and then if it's suddenly revealed, oh, this character was actually this other character the whole time, you're like, wah! And your brain is unhappy. Like, fuck.
I totally get that feeling. That makes sense to me.
Then I just imagining the two people meshing.
Yeah, I agree. It mixes together.
That in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and that'd be like a cool if they brought it to cinema, because they had been talking about making this a TV show or a movie. But if they did that, they would, in order to keep the reveal, they would have to either have two different actors and do a cool like scene where they mesh together or something,
Mhm.
or the surprise is completely gone. So I just that's interesting.
No, for sure.
I watched Jupiter Legacy on Netflix recently, and hasn't really gone anywhere just yet, but I kind of had that moment where
I'll be right back.
it has a later in life and a early in life thing where there was moments where I'm like, it's the same person? Wait, which one? They don't exactly look alike, but they're supposed to be different, like the same person. And I was like, it took me a while to get used to it, you know? And then, let me think. My response to the whole building actors in your head, the reason why I read manga more than I would open up a book with blocks of text is because with illustration, it sets my mind at ease where I can visually see what the author envisioned, and I don't have to build it in my head to understand what's going on. So like
You're
all of the
a visual
action, all
learner.
of the description around something is cut out, and then you kind of just need dialogue or some context where, you know, you have the little square blocks of what's going on to get the whole experience. There's
I feel that.
certainly
That's why I like
things
to.
that would be better like in full animation because you can't fully capture it in stills, but
Yeah.
I definitely prefer it over blocks of text where I'm losing track of like I don't have the brain power to keep it all simulated in my head because I want it to play out like a movie in my head. I want it to do
Yeah.
that.
But you can't.
I don't have the RAM for that. I don't.
Interesting. I wonder which side of the brain really deals with that. And like, you think about it, like being able to picture things. I have a question then on this follow-up question. Do you dream? Do you remember your dreams? And do you dream? Are you a vivid dreamer?
I used to dream. Then I got old.
It's so depressing.
That is a depressing statement,
but yeah, I probably haven't. I've had a few dreams in the past couple of years, but I don't know. I probably just pass out, so I can't dream because you're supposed to be really well rested in order to be able to dream.
yeah, you have to
From
hit
what I
all
recall.
cycles.
Dude, I dream all the time, whether I'm rested or not.
I
The
hate
less rested I am, the more I'm dreaming.
I hate dreams. They're horrible. I have such vivid dreams. Like when I dream, and I remember them so vividly.
Yeah.
And it's always horrific because like my subconscious is telling me something. Okay, so this is something that doesn't get out, but like I have such a deep taste for like the macabre and like just horrible shit. But like I hate horror. But like the darkness of darkness of humanity and like everything is like something that like is in my system, and like it translates to my dreams, and that's why like my favorite sleep is being able to like close my eyes then immediately wake up. And I have not had a vivid dream in 3 years, and I'm so happy for it because I hate my dreams.
Maybe you don't allow yourself, right? Like
I would hope so.
dreaming.
I would
Also
hope
not
so.
picturing things.
Because it would fucking wake me up at night. Because it's horrible. Well, here's the thing. I think that's my subconscious dealing with the various traumas I've had to deal with in life. And since I'm seeing therapy now and I'm working my way through them, I'm rationalizing and I'm putting them to light and I'm accepting them and getting past them. So now I have the ability to sleep without using any substances, and I have the ability to sleep peacefully for a long time and not have dreams because I don't have those problems. And if I ever do dream, I hope it doesn't happen because I just don't want to dream.
I understand that. I dream a lot, like a lot, and usually my dreams are pretty fun. Be in these crazy situations where I'm like running around doing crazy shit. But when I'm incredibly stressed, or especially when there's like stuff involving my father, family stuff,
Right.
I will. Ugh, I have really stressful dreams, or I'll have like it's a weird version of sleep paralysis, but I'm not paralyzed. Where I will like wake up and my dream is out there. I'm not paralyzed, so I can move my fucking body. Like I've woken up in like when I was living with Yennefer in that apartment.
Right.
I woke up one time and I see this like you remember the centipede that went inside Neo's belly button in the Matrix? Yeah. Right? It goes into his belly button and he's like, ah!
Right.
In the car.
Right.
First Matrix movie. Yeah, this was on my ceiling and it like crawled into the light and I just started screaming and Yennefer was like, what? Like, freaking out.
Night
And
horrors.
That shit happened.
That shit's
Yeah,
scary.
like, it sucks.
The human psyche is fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
it's-
guess I understand what you mean. But I
I'll-
still like it. I'm into it.
It's not that I'm against it. Like, I daydream all the time, and that's how I dream. I daydream, and that means I get to be an active participant in it, and it's fun. Like, I can just, like, sit on, like, the backyard lawn looking up at the sky, and I close my eyes feeling warm, and I can have visions in my head that I get to enjoy. And it's fanciful and it's magnificent, and I have such a vivid imagination that, like, active imagination, that I think that's where that energy comes in where I don't have dreams, is because I do dream, but it's with my conscious mind.
You don't lucid dream? You can't move around in your dreams?
No, I'm a prisoner in my body when I'm in my dreams, if I was, and luckily I don't have dreams, so yeah, that's not a problem.
I think
Yeah.
it's an emotional stability thing. Like I have done it, but I can't do it very often. Whereas Alex is probably the most emotionally stable person ever. He can lucid dream like no problem. Like he is a very vivid dreamer who can just do whatever the fuck he wants in his dreams. Like he'll go on crazy ass adventures and he'll tell you all about it the next day like he's telling you the summary of a book he just read.
Right.
Crazy. Maybe it is emotional stability thing. Like
Possibly.
because I'm not very emotionally stable. You aren't, but you're getting there with therapy.
Oh, I
That's
think
amazing.
I'm like emotionally stable, infinitesimally more so
That's
than I
good.
used to
Now-
be. But like,
And maybe that's why you've been able to turn off your dreams because you are emotionally stable now. You turned it off.
yeah,
Right? That's your way of being able to control it.
yeah, it's
That's-
like turning the switch off and saying I don't want this anymore. I just want rest.
I'm
Besides,
not there.
it, yeah,
I did have a recent dream that kind of got me in trouble with my girlfriend because I thought of like out of the blue. I haven't thought of this person in probably 5-6+ years, but it was my like entirety of K through 12 crush that I had, and again, hadn't thought of them since high school, but suddenly popped into my head like sometime this year, having a really weird, like sudden catching up like conversation. And if it's about emotional stability and then that suddenly pops into your head, oh, what does that say? Where like I didn't have dreams for years before, or sparse dreams of no consequence, and then suddenly that. Ooh, what does that say?
that's well. I
What does
mean,
that say?
listen, man, I would say that's something to do with just like, the random things of memory interacting with your dream space. That's what I would say. Just like I would say it's inconsequential.
Don't
Okay.
read too much into it.
Yeah.
Right? I have But also, it doesn't mean that it's about her. It could just mean that you're thinking about your past,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Past in general, and that was one of the first things to pop in, because of your past.
Oh yeah. It was a fever dream during my first COVID shot, or the last time I had
Oh.
ADD meds. I don't know which one, but yeah, either one of those will pretty much do it.
Then
Um,
don't
I
read
think
it.
it was inconsequential for the most part. As far as like the person in general, just where I am in life, you know,
You know,
Yeah.
thinking
just-
about relationships.
I just made a realization that like I know I do dream, and this is like when I don't get good sleep, is that I get into like, okay, so I do a lot of meditation, right? And for me it's just clearing my mind and like just like kind of like looking and like kind of not being focused, just like relaxing and like letting it
Mhm.
rest. So like if I have that state when I go to bed, like, and like sometimes my mind races and it literally causes my heart rate to go up because my mind just runs amok. And I literally, like, I close my eyes and I'm unable to sleep, but then I have these vivid visions like racing through my mind, pushing forward, and they're just as strong, if not stronger, in feeling than like, how when I was talking about reading a book and having those like feelings and conceptuality of kind of like I was saying, ephemeral. It was like not really concrete.
Mm.
And yeah, that's kind of how that goes for me. And it's like those are my most vivid dreams, and those horrify me.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I have a dream that like has scarred me since childhood, of just like a reoccurring nightmare that it doesn't feel like a nightmare anymore because I've revisited the movie. But do you remember the uh it's Bill Murray in Scrooged?
no,
Do you remember?
I do not.
It's the one where he's the big shot Scrooge type guy, but he's like running a TV station, and they're also running a production of Scrooge. Uh, so one of the things that happens in that movie is his old boss that gave him the job comes to him as a zombie,
Right.
grabs him by the throat, and like holds him out a 100-story building with a zombie arm, like a crippled arm, and suddenly the arm starts
Like snapping.
decaying and
Oh,
breaking
that's
and fall.
horrifying.
That's so horrifying.
Bill Murray?
And I had that dream for years of
We'll
just
explain it in a second.
that zombie man
Yeah.
like crawling towards me in my dreams and then doing the same horrifying
So
throat clenching drop with a zombie arm attached to me.
that's
And that's the number one most vivid dream that I still remember to this day of having.
you want. Okay, so he's talking about a movie called Scrooge with Bill
Yeah.
Murray.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, yeah.
You remember
Okay.
the zombie guy that was his boss?
Kind of
The
like
first
the
ghost that visits him? That.
Yeah.
some.
Except he wakes up from his dream. It
I
kind of
would
ends for
love
me
a
in the
dream.
same way, where it's just like black as you fall from a skyscraper.
Well, I have a fear of falling, so
Yeah.
that would horrify me personally.
Yeah, I've
Like, I hate
had
love
heights.
phobia too.
zombie. I have a lot of zombie apocalypse dreams and that are very enjoyable for me. I love apocalyptic dreams, and I have a lot. And I love shit like that. I love fighting foes and witches. I fight a lot of witches in my dreams and bad guys. Those I enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy those dreams. I wake up like, oh yeah, I fucking kicked ass. This is great. My least favorite dreams are the ones where my dad is there.
Mhm.
I have a really like contentious relationship with my dad, and he's often, those are my nightmares when he's in my dreams and he's just like hanging out, fucking like Like, I had a dream I was at a weird pool party with like a bunch of people, and I'm kind of hosting, and I'm just like looking around at the group of like 30 people in my backyard, and I just see my dad in the corner drinking a beer, looking over at me. Oh God, why is he here?
Right.
And that's like my nightmare. Like, why is he around?
He's just in the middle of the apocalypse and is like, you could have sliced that zombie's head off a little bit cleaner, He's making offhand comments, not a care in the world. He's got the wife beater
Seriously.
and shorts and his
Yeah.
boxers with a beer in his
like
hand
that.
and
Damn.
holding
like,
up it. I have the image of it in my head now.
That's it. That's literally it. Like, he's just there. And that's like my ultimate nightmare, that I'll never, because our relationship is not good, and it's but my fear is that he'll never not be in my life, but there's also a fear that he won't be in my life. It's like this weird like fear that I have, but it's complicated. But those are my worst dreams, like when they're real, when it's like family involved.
Man,
I love the weird
not
crazy
fully
shit.
family. It attaches to your life and it relates.
I'm so happy I don't dream, because it sounds like it's really stressful for you guys.
Oh, it's not. Like, I wish I had some dreams, but like it's just I wake up the next morning and I don't remember the last few things. I remember some of the last few things before I go to bed. After like probably just straight up passing out reading manga.
Right. It's like, I'm just happy to be unconscious and to turn my brain off. That's like my thing.
That is nice.
Yeah. And I think that's what my mind is giving me, and I'm very happy about that, because I don't need to dream.
Be happy.
I have to consciously like turn off some of my thoughts and slowly ease myself into a state of like not moving, slowing my breath, slowing my heartbeat consciously, like a Zen meditation session. And then deep breathing, box breathing. 4 seconds in.
Yep.
Hold it 4 seconds, 4 seconds out.
And then wait 4 seconds.
Hold it out for 4 seconds.
Before breathing
in for 4.
I've tried that before. It doesn't work for me.
It's not easy. It's not.
A cool thing that I learned, because I'm not down for meditation usually. Alex meditates, my boyfriend, but
it's my jam as well.
It's never been my thing. But I learned from one of my students, we were talking about meditation, and she said she was told one form of meditation is to picture yourself floating up into the air and just going up and up and up. And it was like because this was one of my high level classes, and we're like getting into some deep discussions. And
right,
that's meditation. Because since I was a child, I've done that. It's been like, if I've had an incredibly like socially anxious day where I felt embarrassed, where I felt uncomfortable or left out, or having like social issues like bullies, anything like that, right? Something I did was lay in bed and just picture myself in that embarrassing situation, and then I just start flying, like not flying like Superman, but just floating up and up and up and up and up. And like everyone like, and then me just being gone, and like that would help me feel better. And so to hear from a student like, yo, that's meditation. That's like a meditation form. Like you can do that. Like
there are many different forms of meditation, and it's not everyone is built for the same thing, and it's important to realize that because it's one box does not fit every person. For example, is it easy for me to get on the mat, stare at a wall, and turn my brain off and just enjoy being in the moment? It is possible, but that takes a lot of work. Is it easier to just like breathe, like lay down on like grass and breathe in the air and just focus on what's going on around you but not think about it? It's much easier. They're both ways to getting mindful. They're both ways to enjoy life. It's just a matter of approaching it. For example, I like going on walks. That's meditation. I don't think about what I'm doing when I go on a walk. I just enjoy the walk.
I can't not think.
Oh,
Even when I'm going to bed, you know what I'm doing? I'm picturing like a romance novel in my head.
I've
I love romance.
I've
I'm always picturing that shit. Like,
I have nuked my brain, so I never think. Like right now, as I've been talking for the last 3 hours, I have not had a single thought in my head. I'm just like dropping it as it comes. I don't think anymore, and I live a lot happier doing that now. Except
Bro,
except as I was telling Condor earlier, how like sometimes when I'm in bed and I have a clear mind, my mind races so much that it becomes like a vivid picture, and I can't fall asleep because it pushes my heart rate up. In which case, that's getting out of control.
Yeah, I've kind of done the same of nuked my brain where now it's everything is conscious thought if I can help it.
Yeah.
One thing about meditation is it is not a natural thing. I've been told it's not really a natural thing. You have to you can force yourself to do it because it's not a natural state of being of just
Well,
staying still in that particular meditation at least.
I think the best description for meditation is if you ever do you guys ever do something and like you're so in the zone that you don't even think about it? You're just like you're doing it, and you're so focused and you're so in that moment of what you're doing that you don't think about it. That's meditation essentially.
yeah.
And that's a meditative state. And to deny that being a meditative state is wrong.
So
Yeah.
when I'm playing Sims, is that a meditative state?
I don't know. Are you thinking about it while you do it, or are you just like playing it without thinking? That's the question. I mean, I've had that moment while playing video games. I've played that while doing exercise.
It's just mind.
Yeah,
I'm having
mind
beer
to
at
no
an
think.
appropriate time. Sorry, what? Oh, what time is it there, boys?
It's 1:12 where I am.
12.
It is late.
4:12. 4:13.
I'm getting pretty tired, to be honest. Can we like wrap this up in the next 10 minutes?
Wrap it up. You might have to like release it into 2 videos. It's a long one, huh, Nick?
Yeah, no,
I mean-
it'll be fine in the 3-hour framework. It's just gonna take some time to buffer it when it turns into the audio file. Yeah.
I could go for another 2 hours.
No, I'm tired, man. I've had a long day.
I know this is the latest. This is the latest you've started a stream that I have witnessed. So
Yes, I know.
proud of you, man. And it's pretty much the longest. It's getting up there.
I know.
Getting up there.
I know. It's
Proud
very,
of you.
Thank you.
Getting there.
I'm working on it. I'm sorry. I'm not a very stamina heavy streamer. The way that it would. Okay, here's the thing. I know that I would be able to stream much longer if I had a vast array of audience to react to, because that's where it's fun for me. And that's why I love you being in my streams, because it gives me that. But at the same time, it's like having more than like one person to
Just
talk to.
one person.
Yeah, it would be nice.
If you want, you can put videos up of my feet. Maybe you'll get some more followers.
Well, that's something you should do for OnlyFans on your. That's your money. That's your money, Ashlyn.
You know,
you make that money.
You know, I'll give you a free.
No!
I'm good.
Ew.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe
It's
there
not
are
that
people.
bad.
Maybe there are people who are into dude feet. I'm sure
We
there
should
are.
stream Sims.
They're very nice.
We should stream the Sims. Oh my
Yeah, I
lord.
can play the Sims.
You should do that.
Dude.
Can we play together? We can only have like one person play. It's not a multiplayer.
You just gotta pick a multiplayer game we all can play at a specific time.
Do you have a Switch?
No, but my boyfriend has a Switch, so I have access to a Switch.
Do you have? You need to check if you have online, because I've been big into Pokemon Unite right now.
Which is basically
He's playing that.
The problem is it's pretty much it's pay to win. It is.
That
I hate to admit
sucks.
it.
Damn it,
It does.
Nintendo. That's bad.
But I do like it because it's probably the only MOBA I would actually play. It probably will be the only MOBA period that I do play or in ever. I haven't touched
League of
League.
Legends, yeah.
I
Dota,
downloaded Dota, never played it.
there you go.
Never even opened it. Smite, same story.
I'd
Might
actually
have
be up for
downloaded
playing
it.
Smite because I like mythology, and that just seems fun as a concept.
The one thing that seems MOBA-ish but was like actually actiony was probably Paladins. But I kind of dropped off when my friend dropped off of that. But that's more of a first-person shooter than it was like a top-down MOBA. So like Pokemon Unite was probably will be the only top-down MOBA I ever touch because main thing is it's Pokemon and I can play it on a controller.
There you go. Easy peasy.
Mhm.
No keyboard allowed in this house.
Yeah, there's two. If you have to have a keyboard for like all of the just all the hot buttons, I can't.
I get that. All right. Well, with that, I think I'm gonna.
Statements.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put it here. Anyone have anything they want to say? Any issues they want to bring up before we put the closer down?
Hit us up for some games, man.
Yeah,
You gotta hit me up.
Not me.
yeah.
Only Sims.
Only Sims.
Uh,
You gotta. I. you
Bother
always gotta
her
explore.
boyfriend. He's a big gamer. That's all I have to say.
Excuse me.
Plus he has an extra
Yeah.
day off. He's got the 4-day week.
Yeah, if you guys ever want to game with him, I'll ask him. He
Yeah,
might be down, but he would never be on camera.
that's okay.
I'll try. I probably am not gonna be on camera too much either, so don't worry about it.
There you go.
I'll be the awkward, weird VTuber that glitches out.
All right, there you go. Any social medias you guys want to share?
Ah, man. I've got a Twitch.
on
You can
Twitter.
find me on pretty much anything. As
Like and
CBT_Condor. That's pretty much it.
There you go. Hey, it's
yeah.
good. That's self promotion. Ashlyn, any social medias? Twitter, Instagram?
No.
No one follow her. No one follow her at all. Well, I've been
I
your
don't-
Wagon Meister, and this has been the Guy in the Basement podcast with not 2 but 3 guests. Be sure to follow me on my Twitch channel if you watch this in the future. Also, please like, share, and subscribe with the YouTube videos. Check out the social medias on Facebook or Twitter. But my main active forum is, of course, Instagram. Feel free to hit me up there, and I would love for any future people who would want to be a part of the show to come and message, and we'll see what we can do. With that, everyone, have a great rest of your night, and I will see you in the next video, next stream, and next episode. Bye!